Good morning.
Morning.
This time we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Before we get started, let me kind of read through our role as a board and kind of the order and the way the meeting will work today. We are the 2025 Board of Equalization and Review for Union County, and we have been appointed by the county commissioners to hear all taxpayers with respect to concerns/complaints regarding the valuation of their property for tax purposes. Property owners appearing before the Board of Equalization and Review have a right to a fair and equitable hearing. The Board of Equalization and Review has been charged with ensuring that the proper legal principles have been applied in a valuation dispute for tax purposes. So the format and kind of the way we'll handle each item on the agenda today is the county will come up first to the podium and just locate the property on the monitor so we're all looking at the same property, okay? The county will then have a seat and you'll be called just to come up front, make sure you're speaking into the mic, and at that time just present your information to us. We ask that you keep it, if you can, to 10 minutes or less. When it gets to be about 8 minutes, you'll get like a 2-minute warning from the clerk, okay? After you present your information, if you would stay there, and then members of the board will have a chance to ask questions of you. You'll then have a seat. The county will come up. They'll present their information. We'll have a chance to ask the county questions. And once that's finished, they'll have a seat, and we will give you up to 5 minutes for a rebuttal, okay? I would remind you that the meeting is being recorded, and if you have any sales data that you're presenting, it needs to be as of 1/1/25 or before. It cannot be sales data from February, March, April, May of this year, because the effective date of the property reval is 1/1/25. The board, after we hear all the taxpayers on the agenda today, we'll then go into the deliberation phase of the hearing. You're welcome to stay for that. We don't take questions during deliberations. If you do have questions prior to the deliberation phase, all those questions need to be directed to me as chairman. After we finish the deliberation phase of the hearing, normally you'll be notified within about 30 days in writing from the county of our decision. By statute, the burden of proof is on the taxpayer to demonstrate that the assessment is erroneous. Only individual taxpayers or licensed residential or certified real estate appraisers licensed to do business in North Carolina may express an opinion of value of real property. No other persons, whether attorneys in fact, attorneys at law, or corporate representatives, are entitled to express an opinion of value of real property. So before we get started, are there any questions? Okay. We'll try to keep it as relaxed as we can, but we've got to have some semblance of order as we roll through this. So before we get started, if you could silence your cell phones, and we'll get underway. Madam Clerk? Or Madam Clerk has wandered off.
All the way back.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
The first hearing is hearing number 1, parcel 07150639, Stephen Sachs.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
If you will turn to page 10, and I will help you locate the property briefly. We've already got it up on the map, but if you look at the map, you'll notice that the property, the subject today is in Brookhaven. It's located off of Antioch Church Road in the smaller section across the street from the larger section of Brookhaven, and right around the corner from Matthews Township, or Matthews Weddington Road.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm familiar with it. Everybody good?
Okay.
Okay.
Just for quick reference as well, the appellants Comparables start on page 15, just in case
Thank you.
we're interested.
Very helpful.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sachs.
Good morning. First, I just want to say thank you to Union County. I thought you guys just have a very fair process with everything, how it went smoothly. If you get the thing in the mail, you do an online appeal, and then can appeal in person. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
Make sure you're speaking into the mic. That mic may need to be bent down a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah.
My name is Stephen Sachs, and I'm the owner of 3109 Lakehurst Crossing with my wife. We've lived there for many years. In early 2025, Union County appraised my house at $1,196,000.
How many years did you say, Ms. Sachs?
I didn't say, but in
I'm
16
sorry.
years. Yes. So earlier this year, Union County appraised my house for $1,196,100, and then appealed online, and the appraisal value was lowered about $20,000 to $1,175,300. And while that adjustment is appreciated, I believe the value is lower, which is why I'm here today in person. Per the hearing notice I received, there's sort of rules of how to do this, and on page 6, it lists the grounds for an appeal based on valuation decisions. And in my case, the relevant one is number 2. The property is appraised higher than similar properties in the county. Now, when I saw the appraisal letter with the number of $1,196,100, my initial thought was, well, that's too high because I know there are many similar houses in my area in Weddington that are less than that. My next thought was, well, let's see how many comparables they used. 25 houses, 50 houses, 75 houses. Well, then I saw the answer, 3, sample size of 3. 3 should not be considered a sample size, an adequate sample size for anything. I then looked online at the time, and I'm presenting the same data I did then, which is the criteria of houses I think are similar to mine, provide a larger sample size. I ended up with 21 houses, which I think is more fair than 3 houses. So here's the criteria I used. 5 bedrooms, square footage between 3,800 and 4,400. My house is 4,100, so right in the middle. Within 4 miles of my house, and sold within your designated time frame of 6 to 36 months before January 1st, 2025. It also has an outbuilding value of less than $30,000, and we don't have any, so ours is 0. One note I want to say, you mentioned Brookhaven's the neighborhood, and there's 2 different sides, but in the neighborhood, I excluded, there were similar homes that seem similar, but they're sort of different models where on the other side, a lot of the houses have high ceilings of 10 feet downstairs and 9 feet upstairs, where our house has ceilings of 9 feet downstairs and 8 foot upstairs. So it's just a totally different model and quality of house. Today, I'm presenting these same 21 houses and asking me simply to agree that this list is more fair. That's sort of the first thing I want you to agree with. And then the second is that if you do the math, the average appraisal amount is $876,143, and that should be my valuation. So in the Excel document that I had emailed to you, titled 309 Lakehurst Crossing Comparables, you'll see a list of different values, and I sort of listed them in the order of least expensive to most expensive. There were 24, but then there were 3 that had outbuilding values of $30,000 more, so those were left out. So when you take all of those values of those 21 properties, add them up, divide by 21, it gets to that number that I mentioned is $876,143. So that's what I feel is fair on the comparables and fair math and exact math on the valuation. There's another document in there that lists all those 21 properties and mine. Again, they all have the criteria that I mentioned with the square footage and within 4 miles. So I don't necessarily, unless you want me to, go through each of those one by one. You have those in front of you. But that is my case, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Okay. Thank you for that information, Mr. Sachs. Let's see, questions from the board, Mr. O'Keefe.
Yeah, to get to 876,143, did you just divide by 21?
Yes, I did.
Gotcha.
Yes. And I will note that the, of those 21, I did include the 3 that were part of the appraisal from the county.
Did you take into account the difference in the quality of the homes? Because yours was rated as. Michael? Yep, I've got to turn it on. Yours was rated as quality of, I guess what they call it, good plus, and most of these were good minus, which is a real difference. Did
Yeah,
you-
so there was a mix, and I see that. I don't have information to know how those were determined and what logic we used for behind that, or how that goes into the valuation. But I looked at the things where if you're someone who's purchasing a home and you're looking online, those are gonna come up. People search by the criteria that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Not the other stuff that I don't know what's behind the scenes.
And do you know if those 21 properties, were they in the same school district as you?
Yes, they're all in the Weddington cluster.
They're all in the Weddington School District. Thank you.
Mr. O'Keefe, any other questions?
No, I'm good for right
Okay.
now, thanks.
Mr. Bencham?
I'll wait, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Smith, any other comment?
Nope, that was
Okay.
the two questions I wanted to get in.
Yeah. The, I know you said you used the 3 county comps in your, analysis. The, how many of these comps altogether are within the section of Brookhaven that you're in? Because it looks like this is kind of a wide swath to me, but,
So the 3 were in Brookhaven, and I don't know off the top of my head of which other ones were in Brookhaven, but I take a quick gander through the data and might be able to figure it out. I know the streets very well in there. So Morandi might be, Frobisher is definitely in Brookhaven.
Which
Sorry,
one?
That one is Comp 5.
yeah, just call them out by number.
Sure. Comp 5 is Frobisher.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there were other ones on Worthington. There were 2 on Worthington. So those are
Comp
the only ones.
11, Frobisher.
Sorry, Comp 5 was Frobisher.
Are y'all seeing the same thing I am? I'm seeing Comp 5 being Morandi.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe something is off. So if you look to the right of Miranda, do you see 1012 Frobisher? Maybe that's Comp 6 on yours.
No, I see,
I see Mirandy Lane several
I
times.
see 1012 Frobisher as Comp 11.
Yes.
Okay, maybe their papers are different, but it is the one on Frobisher.
So Frobisher is in there. And then what was the other one?
On Worthington, there should be 2 on Worthington Drive. It's possible it's not on my document, but it was on the county's.
Yeah, that's, okay. You're saying that may be in the counties?
Yes, and that's on my calculations, like in my spreadsheet, it was, I believe, like 21 maybe, or 20 and 22.
Make sure we're on
Sure.
the same page.
Thank you.
These are all the comps
Okay.
that we have.
All right, great, I'll talk to that. then.
Submitted then.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, so Comp 11 Frobisher is in the Brookhaven neighborhood. Yeah, and that's all I see on there.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Think I'm
do you-
good?
Sorry, do you know offhand the values of the ones on Worthington?
Do you like the adjusted sales value,
Um,
or are you looking for the sales price?
Could you give me both for the 2 in Worthington?
Sure, so,
Thanks.
2109 Worthington sold November of '24 for $1,110,000. And we have the adjusted value as $1,118,900.
Okay,
And then 2105 Worthington sold 724 for $1,195,000.
Okay,
And we have the adjusted value as $1,167,500.
okay. Got it. Okay. So those
Okay.
exact numbers were, I don't have the exact numbers in my spreadsheet.
Yeah, that kind of clarifies what I wanted to know initially. Let us,
Mr.
yeah,
Chairman.
go ahead.
Thank you, Mr.
Yep.
Chairman. Mr. Stacks, as I look at the county comps, which appears to be more in your area, they're more in line with what the county has assessed yours and in regards to when I look at the comps you provided that are not necessarily in your particular area, but as the chairman stated, in a much wider range of distance. What do you say to that?
Sure, it's only within 4 miles of where I live, so it's really not a wide distance. It's sort of the same area, the same school district. So that's why I chose it. And again, 5 bedrooms, square footage in the same range, all similar types of houses. Some of those might be a little bit older, so that's why they're a little bit valued lower than ours. We might have a little bit more property than them, but they're all sort of in the same ballpark.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Stacks. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Sachs, if you would have a seat, and
Sure.
we'll have the county present their information, then when they get finished, I'll give you a chance for a rebuttal if you'd like.
Sounds good, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
The county's analysis starts on page 36. If you take a look, you'll notice that comp number 1 and comp number 2 are both within 400 square feet of the subject. We've used 3 comparable sales, all within Brookhaven. They're all the same quality, all very similar year built, all very similar square footage. We feel like the comparables are on point.
Okay. Questions for the county? Mr. Smith?
I do not have one.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
Same question, that I asked the petitioner. What do you say to the range he used, vice where you stood in terms of right there in the community?
Again, as far as being equitable, we'll try and always stay within the community or the neighborhood if we can. We've got plenty of sales within Brookhaven to use, and so we prefer to stay within the neighborhood.
And I see you had properties whose quality was the same as the subject, good plus.
Correct. Yeah, we always want to
Was
use
that
the same
intentional?
quality if we can.
Was that intentional?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. O'Keefe?
Along that same line, who determines that good plus, good? I mean, is it neighborhood based? Do you throw a thumb up and?
Brad, do you want to take that one?
Sure. Mr. O'Keefe, so the appraiser makes that judgment call on the grade, on the quality. And in this neighborhood, if the homes, I think all these homes are built by the same builder, if not mistaken. So if all the homes are by the same builder of the same quality, we'll be consistent throughout that neighborhood on our qualities rating.
And then, so when I'm looking at the comps of any of the 23 comps or 22 comps, however many, over 20, they're coming up with good minus, good plus, good, it's all over the place. Average plus, good plus, so that's just being, the computer's figuring that out, or some appraiser somewhere is throwing something, is it one of your appraisers? or-
Well, no, sir, he pulled from many different communities within, I think he said, a 4-mile radius he pulled. So it's pulling from other neighborhoods, from various quality homes.
But, and I guess who's determining that quality? Is it Zillow or?
Oh, no, that's our data.
Oh,
That
sure, so it is county, so somebody from this, your group has said that's a good minus.
Exactly.
Got it, okay, good, that's what I need to know, because I would imagine asking, I mean, that has a huge bearing on the price, how the house is valued.
It does.
And if you're using good, if you're mixing it all in there, it's gonna bring, if you've got a good plus house, you're gonna bring it, never mind. I appreciate your advice, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Benjamin?
if you don't mind.
Okay.
Mr. Parker, the petitioner mentioned that in his particular purview, that a 4-mile radius was not that significant in terms of the comps. Tell us how much difference from neighborhood to neighborhood could a 4-mile radius be?
Again, we want to use comps within the neighborhood if we can. So, if we do have to go outside of the neighborhood, we will. But in this particular case, there's no need to because we've got plenty of sales within Brookhaven. But from neighborhood to neighborhood, again, grades change, quality changes. There's just a multitude of variables that you run into. So we want to stay as similar to the subject as possible. Again, same builder, same quality, stay right there.
Irregardless if it's the same school district or not, a 4-mile radius could contain houses that value at one particular assessment, and that 4-mile radius could have homes that value at a higher or lower assessment. Would that not be?
Absolutely.
Would that not be true?
On top of that, in addition to quality, you're talking year built, size, quality of materials, I mean, all kinds of variables.
All right, thank you. That's it for me, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, everybody good? Yep. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Parker.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Sachs, any final comments that you'd like to make, or?
Yes. So a couple of things. One is the 3 houses that were in the original appraisal, I agree, are correct to be included, and they are included. I think I may have used a different number on one of the $1 million ones, but those 3 should be included, but 3 is not a fair number. Like, he said that there were a lot of sales in there, but they used 3. I don't believe that there were more sales for the same type of house in that time period of the 6 to 36 months, and that's why I went wider. Now, in terms of the quality of good plus versus good or good minus, I think if at some point, the numbers I had, some of these houses, were like in the 700,000 range, if it's a fair calculation to say, okay, those are not as high quality, then maybe there should be an adjustment of, let's say, $50,000, or $100,000 or something like that, to level it up, and then it would be more than that 876, 143 that I said. But I think if you want to calculate that, we can. But again, 3 is not fair when there's plenty of houses in the same area within a 4-mile radius in the same school cluster.
Okay, well, thank you. And I understand kind of the analysis that you used, okay, but just wanted to clarify it.
Okay,
So,
very good.
thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Okay.
May I chime in really fast? There's maybe some confusion on the amount of counts we use to check a value versus the amount of counts we use to value something. There's considerably more sales in there that we use to value the subject. We only use, in this particular case, we only use 3 counts to validate the sale, the value. So
Right.
we use more than 3 sales total
Right.
to
Okay.
come up with the total value.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's many more sales
Yes.
in that section of
Yes.
Brookhaven.
Yes.
You know,
These are
that
the
could be
closest we
used.
could find
Right.
in size and
Right.
all that. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Thank
so, Mr. Chairman, if that question comes, what was your total, if you can remember?
I just asked Nick real quick. He guessed around 20.
20?
I can't
So
tell you
about the
exactly.
same amount
Yeah,
of comps
yeah.
that the petitioner had?
Right.
Okay, thank
But
you.
again, those are within that particular assessment neighborhood.
Got you.
Yeah.
A lot of the homes in Brookhaven are larger. We're talking about closer to 5,000 plus square feet. So we wouldn't use that compared to the subject just because of the size difference.
Right.
Understood.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why they didn't use the 20, so they only used 3. That's why I felt like we needed a bigger sample size.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Excuse me, okay?
I'll add one thing to kind of piggyback on what Michael said. Even in the fee appraisal world,
Yeah.
when they do a fee appraisal on a property, they only use 3 or 4 comps. They don't go 4 miles out and use 20, 25
That
comps.
doesn't make it right, but,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, understood. All righty, Madam Clerk.
The next hearing is hearing 2, parcel 06-093-020, Meredith and Dustin Vance. Let the record show they failed to appear. The next hearing will be hearing 3, parcel 06-054-620, Dana Rodriguez. Let the record show they failed to appear. The next hearing will be hearing number 4, parcel 06-192-620, Henry Cantero.
You don't look like Dana.
Yeah, I'm filling in for Dana today. Good morning.
Good morning.
If you'll turn to page 9, it's the area map. We were in the northwestern corner of the county, and Anklin Forest neighborhood is right at the intersection of Waxhaw Marvin and Kensington. You'll see Providence Road further down on your right.
Okay. And this is it on the monitor?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yep.
all right, thank you. Will. Good morning, Mr. Quintero.
Morning.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Quintero?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Cantero, thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, my house was built in 2014, has 5 bedroom, 3.5 bath. The appraised value was at $842, $600. And the price per square footage is $239 per square footage. Now, I did an appraisal for the houses sold last year, 13 houses within 1 mile of my house, similar build, similar square footage, similar bedrooms. And the average price, square foot for those houses was $210 per square feet overall. Out of those 13 houses, 6 were sold in the same neighborhood. And they all, again, all about the same, they're about lower price. The prices, they range from $244 per square foot to $188. I'm excluding one house that he told me it was sold to a family, that was a lower price. But overall, the 13 houses were from $244 square foot to $188. And you are pricing my house at $240 overall. Again, I want a fair value for the house, but I believe the price per square footage compared to in the neighborhood is a lot higher than it's supposed to be.
Okay, Mr. Quintero, let me see if members of the board have any questions. Mr. Benjamin,
No questions, Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
at this time.
Mr. O'Keefe,
Yeah, I'm just looking for the numbers we were just talking about.
Are they
Yeah.
here somewhere?
Oh, wow.
They're there.
and that's a spreadsheet from the appellant, and that's the only copy we have.
Oh, this is it. This is a lot of information.
Yeah.
I made a spreadsheet copy if you want to see the
I think that's what we've got here.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got a spreadsheet from you
okay, yes,
that kind of summarizes how you came up with
Yes.
the 210 per square foot.
that's correct,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. So that's what we've got, but we've only got one copy, so I'm sharing that with members of the board,
Okay,
okay? We need to make sure the county has a copy of that as well. I'm not sure.
I've reviewed it before.
So you've seen it, okay, okay. Mr. O'Keefe, any questions?
No, I'd like to spend some time with this for a
Okay.
moment. Thank you.
Mr. Smith?
That is a straight comparison, sales price per square foot, and really, price per square foot can vary with the size of the house.
Exactly.
The larger the house, typically, the lower it becomes in a comparable neighborhood. So I'm just stating that kind of as a fact.
Got it. And the analysis
The
was
smaller houses end up getting
They tend to
raised
go higher.
up some per square foot.
correct. And they are the same square footage between 3,000 and 4,000 square footage, and between five bedroom and 3.5 bathrooms for all the houses sold.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Quintero, have you had a chance, have you looked at the county comps and how close they were and similar?
I never received a copy of those.
Okay. Because the three I'm looking at that the county used, I mean, they're within
Thank you.
just a number of feet. I mean,
Yep.
650 feet, 730 feet, 1,000 feet from your house.
Okay?
So they're right there, you know, and the sales date, July of '24, October of '24, the other one, May of '23. So I mean, very close and comparable sales, it looks like. I was just curious if you had a chance to look at their comparable sales as compared to what you've,
I never received a copy of the comps, but my
Okay.
comp was based on all the houses sold
okay,
from January 24 to November 24,
right,
within 1 mile of where I live.
yeah, okay. It's page 20, I think.
Yeah, page 20 is where we are.
So those are the,
County comps.
those are the comps the county used, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, again, I use comp number 2 and comp number 3 because that's in the same neighborhood.
Right,
That's part of my analysis.
okay,
Comp number 3, that's way too high overall compared to all the other houses. And again, similar to the previous person that was here, you cannot make an assessment based on 3 comps. I have 13 comps
Yeah.
that was sold last year.
Yeah.
Because you can, for
Yeah,
example.
make sure you're speaking into the mic.
Oh, I'm
there.
sorry, I'm
Okay.
sorry, yes.
Yeah,
Okay, the prices for the houses have been decreasing for the past couple of years. If you make the comp based on January to March, for example, the price will be extremely high. But if you go through the end of the year, the prices keep going down. So you can base the comp based on just 3 houses, not the whole set of houses. For 13 houses, 6 are in my neighborhoods, and the other 7 are basically 1 mile, actually across the street from where I live, in the next neighborhood in Quellen. So based on my comps, it's 13 houses. The average price for those houses was 210 square feet dollars overall.
right, yeah, okay, understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Uh-huh.
If you don't mind, if you would have a seat, and let's hear from the county, and then I'll give you a chance for a response after they're done, okay?
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I think this argument is very similar to the previous hearing.
Understood, yep,
Same exact scenario, we stayed within the neighborhood. We've got 2 2024 sales, 1 2023. Have gross adjustments of comp 1 and 2 are 5%, comp 3 is 7%. Again, very, very similar argument. We obviously analyze all the sales in the neighborhood, and then typically we choose the ones that are the most like the subject property for our analysis. And that's what we've done.
okay, Mr. Marshall, thank you. Questions for the county, Mr. Smith?
Just looking at these 3, I know you average them together, but comp 1 brings this up a good bit compared to the other 2. I just want to reconcile that.
Yeah, I mean, that was the highest sale. Generally, it was 2024, so it's going to put it into, towards the front of what we weigh the heaviest. Comp 2, we could have very well have slid into the first position. It would probably have very little impact on the value because they are so similar.
Yeah, I just look at that number, it's $150,000-$60,000 difference, and one is really right down the street
Right.
from number one, well, from the subject, and that's what gives me a little heartburn.
Yeah, well, I think, it's very similar in size. Square feet is very close, and it is the closest in distance. So, because of the size in this neighborhood, again, like the previous, the quality throughout the neighborhood is the same.
That's all for me.
Okay, Mr. Benson?
This conversation about the amount of comps, it almost reminds me of the owl and the Tootsie Roll Pop.
Right.
How many bites does it, how many licks? And so you all, these three that we see is not the total of the ones assessed.
Correct.
All right, so what you've done is you could have easily listed 15, 20 comps.
Correct.
But you took an analysis of those comps and narrowed it down to these three that fit.
Yes.
The differential between the 9 and the 7, to me, that just reflects an average.
Right.
Which the petitioner lands within the confines, for me,
Correct.
of that average.
Yes.
So, I'm not sure about the sheer, looking at these three as it. You got to look at these three as the result of it.
Correct. Yeah, when we're analyzing these neighborhoods, especially in this part of the county, we generally have enough sales within the neighborhood to analyze and to, whittle our way down to the most similar, 3 to 4. So all of the sales within the neighborhood, maybe even, outside the neighborhood would have been reviewed, but we determined that these three are the most similar to the subject.
And when I hear neighborhood, though, I mean, you're really speaking within the development itself.
Within this development.
Yeah, because
Correct.
within
Yes.
the neighborhood would be by the way we use it, the school,
Correct.
yeah. So within the development, I think is what I just wanted to clarify if that's what you meant.
Yes, yeah, we would consider Anklin Forest one neighborhood. In the rural parts of the county, it's a much larger area that we combine into
Right.
the neighborhood.
Right.
But yeah, this would be within Anklin Forest.
Yeah,
And Mr. Chairman, I want to make sure that my analysis of the Tootsie Roll Pop in no way demeans the serious nature. I was just using that to be analogous to how many.
Yes, sir.
all right, Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm just looking at the analysis we just got a copy of, and just to the square footage, because it's from a 4-mile circle. This is what, these are not from the neighborhood necessarily.
Correct.
That's all I've got nothing right now.
Okay, I think Mr. Smith has another
I
question.
just have one more question. I look at the size of the land value is comparable across, even though 3 of these 4 here are in the .2 something range per acre. And then the highest comp is at .4 acre, which is a considerably larger lot, given the same value.
Right, so.
By the county.
Yeah, this neighborhood, we price the land as
All of them.
a home site,
Right,
correct?
I
We
understand.
don't see any, it does not affect the sales prices generally with the different size lots.
You don't think one that's a 1/4 acre versus just less than a 1/2 acre has an effect on the sales price?
Our data does not support that it has an effect.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
Yep.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
would
excuse
that-
me, Mr. Marshall. Yes, Mr.
Would
Benson.
that, thank you, Mr. Chairman, would that be because it's not so, at that point, it wouldn't be so much be the land, but the home that's built on the land?
I'm sorry, say, what was your question again?
In terms of the size of the lot?
Right, so,
Would it not necessarily be that one lot is a little bigger than another lot, but the house that's built on the lot
correct. So in a neighborhood.
would drive the price?
Right, so in a neighborhood like this, every lot, there's going to be small differences. In a cul-de-sac, they're going to be a little bit bigger. Probably when this neighborhood was new, the developer probably charged premiums for the lot. That's typically what they do. In, the resale setting, we do not see a difference in, those various size lots.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr.
Everybody good? Yep. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Quintero, any final comments you'd like to make?
Yes.
Okay.
One thing, on the assessment, the camp number 1 was outside the neighborhood. During that time period, about 5 houses were sold in my neighborhood. Those 5 camps were not used in the assessment at all. I don't know why they had to go outside my neighborhood to pick a house that was sold overall. Also, the comment about lot, I disagree completely. The lot value, the lot size does affect the house. My house is a quarter acre, it's one of the smallest in the neighborhoods. Most houses sold is 0.4 acres. So if you have the less acres, the more, less value the house should be. Not a lot, but it should be lower than if you have a half an acre house overall.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. Okay. Madam Clerk?
Hearings 5 and 6 were late agreements that have been included on Addendum A. That brings us to hearing 7, parcel 091430007H, Morgan Mill Partners, LLC.
All right, this property is located on the western side of Morgan Mill Road at the intersection of Olive Branch, and it's directly across from James River Equipment.
Okay.
We've seen these lands.
All right.
Good morning, and your name
Morning.
is?
Kevin Hayes.
Kevin Hayes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Hayes.
So this property is, it's a good piece of property, there's no question about it. The biggest piece or hurdle that we have had kind of in this back area here, where that, I don't know if you can see the cursor moving.
Yep.
There's, per the U.S. waters or whatnot, there's some stream issues there, which has made configuring the property difficult as a single use, selling it to a big manufacturer or something like that. So what we have had to do is look at more of a business park model, and we've just had zero interest. It's kind of our problem. We're not really intending on utilizing the property ourselves. It's more of a developer-style property. However, it's just not been a super marketable property for us. In my perspective, however, one of our biggest things is on the appraisals. We just didn't feel like Union West was a super valid and comparable comparison. If you eliminate that one from the other appraisals or comps, we semi-agree with those values per acre. And I think what that does, that kind of gets it from about 3.3 to about 2.7 in value. Just big picture, that's kind of where we stand. I don't have a whole lot of negative things to talk about. Hey, traffic, this, that, and the other. That's just we hadn't been able to sell the property. If we could sell it for what the appraised value was, we'd have sold it yesterday. We probably should have our tails whipped for not having it in the farm program, since it's just been farmed for the last 5 and 6 years, but that's that. But just for the spirit of good faith, we kind of just, big picture, we didn't feel like that Union West was a great comparison.
Okay. Questions for Mr. Hayes? I'd like to clarify, are you a partner in this?
Both.
Your role in
So
Morgan Mill Partners?
I have a stake in these properties, but my day job is I'm the CFO of all these entities.
Okay.
CFO.
So you have an ownership interest, though, in this property?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's a minority ownership,
Right,
but I
okay,
will.
okay. Okay. Just wanted to clarify that
Yes,
for the
sir.
board. So, Mr. Smith, any,
Well, if I look at this, it appears that the original notice was 3.2 odd million, and they have adjusted it down to 2.951,
I
Which
may
is-
have missed the 2.9.
which is well closer to your number.
I would tend to agree with that, just from a math standpoint.
yeah. So you weren't aware of the current value of $2,951,000?
No, I'm not saying we didn't get it either, but I hadn't personally
Right,
seen it.
okay.
Yeah, almost a 10% reduction.
From a, hang on, there's my math. From a 50% increase, but
Well, we all had that. That's my only question.
yes, sir.
Mr. Benson?
Sir, you indicate you were CFO of what firm?
Well, Morgan Mill Partners in this
Okay.
case.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That was
Okay.
it, Miss.
Mr. O'Keefe?
Just gonna wait and hear from the county on the
Yeah.
comps.
Mr. Hayes, and I know we probably got it here, but y'all purchased the property when and for how much?
Man, it's 2017, plus or
Okay.
minus.
Okay, just approximate, I don't need exact, but,
I
So-
don't recall what we paid for it, frankly.
and you mentioned in the farm program, so is it currently being farmed today?
I think today it might just be in brush, but it's been farmed for majority of the time we've owned it.
So it's not currently in
No.
the use value program?
No, sir.
Okay,
We paid full bore.
okay. With that, let's hear from the county, if you would have a seat, and then
Yes,
I'll
sir.
call you back for rebuttal if need be.
Yeah, about a week ago, we sent out the entire packet, so that they just probably didn't see that we
Right.
had made some adjustments to the property. Let's see, we start on page 26. You see a picture of property, and like you said, it's a pretty nice piece of land. Has some drawbacks to it, and we feel like we have adjusted properly for that. If you look at page 28, that outlines the issues with the property. There's a gas pipeline that runs along the southwest corner of it, and there is a power line right away, and there is a stream that bisects the property toward the rear. So what I did was I tried to do due diligence on that. We made some adjustments, but I also looked at, on the following page on 29, looking at the map, is the impact of a stream. And if you look at the Windsor Windows site, it had a stream running through it. And if you look at the FedEx site, it had a stream, and they were not any hindrance to the sites being developed. On page 30, we got a topo map. It shows the subject, Carolina Caterpillar, right beside it, also with a stream, some topo. Not superly major on it, but the Windsor Windows, the same way. FedEx really doesn't have an impact on a property this size. So what we did was also looked at some of the sales in the area, and I apologize for the smaller map. I didn't get a bigger one printed. But we're 41.73 acres. We're appraised at $70,726 an acre. We've got sales of much larger, vacant sale right there in the neighborhood, right across from FedEx, 57 acres for $60,000. We have the FedEx site itself was 75 acres for $76,000. So it's actually sold for more, even though it's significantly larger. And so we tried to pull as many of the larger sites that we could and found that, you know, we're at the median. The median is 70,501 based on a 46-acre land size, and we're at 70,726 on a 41-acre site. So we feel like that we are equitable. Also, on page 32, we look at the corresponding properties, adjacent properties. What we have and where we've got it appraised is right in line and exactly where it should be for the size property that it is. So and that's why we did not make any more. We made adjustments for the areas that we should have, 45% on those areas that are affected, and we didn't feel like we had anywhere else we could go on these.
One thing before we get to questions, maybe, I think we had this come up the other day, and when you calculate the median, kind of give us, like in this case with these sales,
Yeah.
what,
The
How
median, well, in the median, it kind of throws out your outliers, and it takes the center number
Right.
of the sales. It doesn't average them like you would
Right.
with an average, so it takes the center number. It's a more accurate way of calculating where we should be,
So-
specifically, particularly for mass appraisal.
so to my point, on like the Union West sale, would that be thrown out as an outlier or not?
It thrown out or given a lot less
Consideration.
weight, or, yeah, so that's just the one sale. You know, we have, say we have plenty of others, and I could have, I didn't
Right,
want to.
and the reason I bring that
Yeah.
up, that's what the appellant was bringing up, was the Union West
Yeah.
piece is what he was leaning on.
Right. Yeah, and like I say, we're trying to, it's larger acreage like this, you don't have a whole lot of sales. We have some smaller sales I could have peppered in there, but it really wasn't pertinent.
Right.
But I feel like that given these that are in such close proximity, that we are definitely in line.
Understood. Now, questions for Mr. Hunter. Mr. O'Keefe?
Yeah, if you move the more smaller sales in here, it would probably move the price up, correct?
$1 per square
Yeah.
foot, or
I
per
just wanna
acre
make sure
on this,
my-
yes.
So that's what,
Yeah, so we.
okay, I see it.
Right.
Thank you. That's all I got for right now.
Mr. Benson?
No, I think the county outlined it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Mr. Smith?
I have a question. You said you impaired some of this at 45%. How much did you impair? How many acres? You got a gas right of way, a gas line, a power right of way, and you got two creeks.
5.75 acres, 4.75 for the power line and 1 acre for the natural gas.
Because if I look at this just from practical development point of view, you've got the gas line, the power line bisects the property across at an angle, and then you got the two creeks right in front of it. It appears to me that probably 35 or 40% of the property is probably undevelopable.
Well, if you look at page 30 on Windsor Windows and FedEx, it had the exact same type scenario. So everything on Windsor Windows on page 30, everywhere where that creek line is.
Well, it's just not the creek, it's that you got a
Right.
power line,
Right.
running.
And that's
right-
also in a flood zone.
Yeah, right.
so
You
none
got
of that
three
pa-
things.
Yeah, none of that past the creek was developable. You couldn't develop in that area.
I mean, I look at it, yeah, everything beyond the creek is extremely difficult and ought to be impaired because of the combination of the gas line and the power line, making it breaking it into teeny little pieces back there.
And I wanted to maybe clarify one item. Is any in a flood? How much is in a flood?
To my knowledge, I didn't see a flood on
That's
that.
what I thought. None of it's in flood.
Right.
Because, I mean, with those pictures there, I mean, that creek or stream runs right up to the corner of two of those buildings. I mean, between Windsor and FedEx. I mean, That's why I'm thinking it couldn't be in a, if you look at page 29, kind of that same, I don't say, I'm not saying it's the same creek, but they're running right up against Windsor and FedEx. Anybody else have any additional questions for the county?
Mr. Chairman, you know
Yeah.
what? I wrote down a question, I almost forgot.
Okay, go right ahead.
You mentioned drawbacks. What were the drawbacks?
The drawbacks was the natural gas pipeline right-of-way that you could not construct anything in that. And then you got the power line right-of-way. That's the drawbacks
Okay,
to
thank
the
you.
property, and that's what we made the adjustments for.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Okay. Mr. Hayes, any final comments on this particular property?
I think just the main thing, I mean, I don't disagree, it doesn't make, a stream wouldn't make the entire property undevelopable, but obviously, I think it's a little unique. You know, Windsor, they're just backing up, they have adjoining property, so the creek or stream really doesn't matter to them, that's more, that's kind of just, it's their property, it's a little different. And obviously FedEx has more money than Peru, so.
Yeah. What, y'all's intention for the property, is it multifamily or?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
it was anticipated to be commercial.
Commercial,
But a lot of those folks, and you're really narrowing your scope of a customer to either someone really large that can afford to, you know, you can build a stream crossing, that's just a thing. It just costs way more. So we kind of really constrict the available customers if you start trying to do it that way.
right, so it wasn't in the form of a business park, it was for a large?
No, the business park just kind of comes into play when one large customer doesn't want to buy it. You start thinking, okay, well, what's the next steps? Maybe
Right.
we can parcel this off into 5 12-acre pieces. That
Okay.
just hadn't came to fruition either.
Okay, understood. Okay, Madam Clerk?
The next hearing is hearing 8, parcel 09177001, Construction Financial Services LLC.
All right, this is the Boggs paving site that's on Highway 601. It's near the intersection of Concord Avenue, near the Union County municipal buildings.
Everybody familiar with it? Location?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Mr. Hayes?
All right, obviously the major piece on this one, as everybody can see, is the floodplain. If you get a heavy rain, it floods. If you get a hurricane, I've seen the water come nearly to where these, I guess, 100-year or FEMA maps suggest. So the actual usability of the property for anything structurally is severely limited. I don't think it plays a major part of the appraisal, but obviously any building we have on that site is absolutely at the end of its useful life. All the other equipment is business personal property, so I don't think that really matters for this. I would say that also, I don't know if anybody drives 601 at the morning or evening, but that is just an extremely dangerous spot for us, frankly. We'd never sell the property just because, one, we operate a business out of it, and two, that's just a dangerous spot, frankly. We've almost considered just going right turn only out of there, just for the safety of not only us, but the moving public.
With all the heavy trucks coming in and out of there? Yeah.
Well, I mean, a truck can't go from 0 to 50 as fast as a car, obviously, and it's just a tough spot, but, and I think this one also kind of had the Union West in there maybe as a comp. Whether it was median or average, I'm not certain, but still having a large number at the top isn't extremely, what we thought was fair for this. And just, I think this one's it's just a challenging site. If we were to sell it, you're selling something that you can use 20% of the site, if that, at a very weird angle. I mean, as you can see, you got I guess it's almost a flag lot, really, of usable space, and that's just, it's good for us. It probably wouldn't be good for anybody else. That's kind of where we're at on this one.
Okay. Kind of to Mr. Smith's point a minute ago, do you understand where the current value lays on this one?
I have on my sheet the 1.5 million. What's the,
Yeah, currently, I'm
You
looking
see
right,
something different?
1,387,800, isn't it? We're on hearing 8. Yeah, the current,
You see, well, this is what I got.
I'm looking at it here on the
Oh,
agenda.
there. It didn't get to here.
Okay. I'm always looking, on the agenda that I've got,
certainly.
correct?
Any adjustments will be on the agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The current value, it looks like it was reduced from 1,524,300 to 1,387,800.
Okay. So just for the same kind of math I did on the prior one, I took out the Union West and did the average, and that got us to 975. So that's kind of
your opinion.
that's where
of
we
that.
were at that point, just at a
Okay.
straight math perspective.
And I don't know if you've got this copy here, this is
I'm-
kind of what we're following.
Yeah,
today.
I looked on my emails. I've seen a ton of them
Okay.
come through.
Okay,
I won't say that I've reviewed it with 100%
right,
clarity by any means.
okay. Any additional information on this before I get to questions from the board?
No, sir, not
Okay.
right now.
Mr. O'Keefe?
No, I'm good, want to hear the counties.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
Say your name again.
Kevin Hayes.
Hey, Mr. Hayes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Hayes. By dangerous, you mean them trying to get out?
Mm-hmm. Or
Oh.
in.
Because I travel that a lot.
Me too.
And, you know, I will concede that point, because sometimes you're driving and then all of a sudden, whoop, you know, but, you know, we those that drive it regularly know that if the big truck in front of you and you're coming up by bars, you just start slowing down before they even start slowing down. But I understand what you're saying. I'll concede that piece, that it can get a little, especially when they trying to get out.
Well, at some point, they got a job to do, and I guess they make a choice.
Yeah, if nobody knows what we're talking about, just realize if you go down that way, just be careful,
Yeah.
because it can get real NASCAR.
Yeah, understood. Mr. Smith?
I want to hear from the county.
Okay. Mr. Hayes, if you would have a seat, we'll hear from the county, then I'll call back to you, you know, if you'd like to have any rebuttal comment.
Okay, what we're dealing with is we have 19.07 acres, and of which 10.73 acres are in the flood zone. We have accounted for the 10.73 acres of the 45% reduction, which is standard throughout the entire county for any properties in the flood zone. One thing that I would call to your attention is that this area, if you're looking at the map, this area is where the flood zone begins, and this is where it ends down here. It's still being utilized by the company. It's not unusable. They're putting their piles of gravel and so forth, still being used. This area is not completely unusable for this type of use, but we still give the reduction. It's difficult to find comparables for this type of property because of the large amount of flood zone. We did the best we could. We have no way to quantify, you know, traffic safety in front of a property. We don't have any way to adjust for that. There's no way to measure that in the market. What we did do is try to find some sales that we used throughout the county that had some type of issue if we could find it. And And so that's why, and you're going to see in there a wide range of dollar per acre, just because this is about the best that we have to offer. And that's why we're down at $64,320 an acre as opposed to $146,000 or $124,000 an acre. This is on a heavily traveled road, has commercial potential. But and that's how we rate these properties, is for industrial. If it's on, just like that last property that you saw, if it's on a heavily traveled road, we feel like it has a lot more exposure and marketability than it would back off the beaten path and beaten trail somewhere. So that's where we're at with this. There's really not a whole lot to talk about, other than we've made adjustments to the areas that were in the flood zone and that we have found comparables that are just what we have, and we're at the lower end of where all the sales are. So we really don't have any other place to go with it. We were appraised. They're asking for $885. We were at $775 in the last, and that was an appealed value then. And we tried to make adjustments for that. But now that I see that they're using a lot of this area, I just don't have quite the same intention of giving any more off than what we've given. We did reduce it some, but it's a viable site. It's used. Buildings we have at $161,000 for the buildings that are on the site, so we don't have a whole lot of value on the buildings. A lot of it is personal property. Any questions?
Questions, Mr. Smith?
Do you give them any allowance for usable shape on this? Because the 9 acres or whatever's left out of this is at an L, basically, and that isn't conducive to large-scale building. Let's put it that way.
I don't think so, because a large-scale building wouldn't fit on this site. It's not large enough, not like the other site that we had. For industrial type use like what this is, that shape really doesn't change too much. That one, it would still be able to, you still could put, some warehouses or some other type of structures on there. It really wouldn't be, it's not like a commercial piece that might impact where you could put a shopping center or something of that nature. So for industrial, we really don't give a whole lot of shape factor unless it's too narrow to construct on.
Well, that was my point. This
Yeah.
becomes narrow the way it's shaped.
Okay, so if you look at the building that's right adjoins us here, you could put that building at the back part of that property, would fit right there, but also fit on the front. So I don't really see I would not typically give any type of shape for that.
Thank you.
Mr. Benson?
No, I made sure I didn't have a question down. No, Mr. Chairman. We're
Okay.
good.
Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Hunter, on your comps here on the sales analysis, that where it's assessed, that 64,320, that's after the influences have been applied?
Yes, that's after the influences.
After flood?
Mhm.
Right, okay. Okay, just
Yeah.
wanted to clarify that piece. Any board, everybody good? Okay. Mr. Hunter, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Hayes, any final comments as it relates to this property?
Yeah, and just to clarify, like I said, we absolutely utilize what's in the floodplain just because that's what we have to do. Now, like I mentioned, we don't put anything structural down there. We put rocks.
Right.
If it rains on rocks and it floods them, we don't lose a lot of money. We just have to wait on it to dry out. Though it does, as you can see, we pack everything up at the top of the hill there, and there are some buildings from
I was getting ready to ask what those were.
way back in Andy's days.
Yeah,
But those are pole barns that got some tin on them.
okay,
They probably wouldn't pass any sort of inspection as is, but
okay.
that's
Okay,
that. Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Madam Clerk?
The next hearing is hearing 9, parcel I'm sorry, 09213008, 601 Bypass Land LLC.
All right, this property is located on Highway 601 at Ridge Road and the bypass, and it's part of a development that is currently underway called The Ridge.
All right, so this one is a little unique in the fact that I would love to agree with the appraised value. Just frankly, we're dealing with engineering and DOT approvals that are inhibiting our ability to actually develop the site. We can't sell a lot, we can't close up, and let me back up. This piece over here is intended for a commercial aspect of the ridge. The ridge being this parcel, this little parcel here, and obviously the residential component back here. In this concept with us, we have a lot of commercial interest, obviously. However, none of them want to do anything until the residential piece is kind of underway. They want what they call rooftops before they build the commercial piece. A lot of them don't understand that 601's right there, and they'll probably get a lot of traffic anyway, but that's their choice. So with that, when I mentioned that we have some DOT and utility approvals that are preventing us to close residential lots, that is impeding the ability to truly develop this site. As if you travel 601, you see this all the time. It's been sitting there in this capacity for 18 months, close to 2 years. So it's kind of a simple one on this one.
Okay. Questions for Mr. Hayes, Mr. Benson?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Hayes, is this going to be sort of a live, work, and play area?
No, well, no, I don't think so. The commercial or the residential side are multifamily homes, and this over here on the commercial side's kind of been outlined for grocery, potentially a gas station, a few, like a doctor's office, standalone building, things like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think of, no play.
The Publix, right? Is Publix still slated to go there?
Can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I see it all the time. Again, that's my wheelbarrow. I travel that daily almost. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to not be here, and I'd love for somebody else to be, the Publix to be here potentially, saying they want to attest the property value, but as we stand, we really can't do anything with it as is, just due to some DOT and engineering things.
That was it for
Okay,
me, Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
O'Keefe?
I'm good, thanks. I want to hear from the county.
Mr. Smith?
What are the DOT and other issues with the properties?
You know, without getting
Elaborate us.
to a can of worms, they're wanting some, we had plans approved to develop the site, to build and construct. And there were some waterway issues. On the very back of the property, there were some wetlands that the engineer designed some encroachments upon that did not get the full approvals from the Corps engineers. So we've had to battle that, and then once we've redid those plans, the DOT wanted new plans for the roadway. So now the roadway plans are having to get under review and comments, and just, we've almost had to start over, for lack of better terms.
So that's the access road that comes off 60?
Ridge Road, yes, sir.
Ridge Road.
So it's just,
So you have no timeline on when,
no, we get told 60 days, 60 days, 60 days for about the last year, so.
but once the 60-day,
Once
if
we
this
get some
gets
full conditional
resolved,
approval, or unconditional approval, construction drawings proceed to, go forward, whatever we want to
you'd
call it.
build right away.
We would close, we'd build residential right
Yeah,
away.
Right away. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And
We good?
I'm trying to, I mean, your opinion of value on.
I guess my opinion right now is just, it's just land until we get the approvals to actually do something with it.
Right. You know, I'm trying to understand how you're coming up with the number, though.
What?
So I've shifted a little bit, to be
Yeah,
frank.
okay.
We,
I mean, what I see is 2.8 million.
and I think is the county's opinion was still 10 and a half.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, as is. You
But
couldn't-
I'm
it's not
trying
10
to
and a
think,
half.
trying to understand where the 2.8's coming from as well.
We just did 4% year over year, I
Okay.
think was our math, just standard inflation. Obviously, for marketable properties, they went up a little more than 4% year over year.
Right.
But, I mean, we're just not at 10.5 million. That's kind of what the brunt of it was.
Okay. Okay.
I have a separate question.
Mr. Smith has an additional question.
For this parcel, it appears y'all have done a decent amount of work on it. You got
Yes.
looks like there's a
It's
pond
been,
on it.
it's been graded. The pond, that's a stormwater retention pond.
Right,
It's,
you have stormwater built, you have
Yes, sir.
a number of, I call it improvements from native.
Yeah, I can.
I'm not
I got-
saying
no,
there's
no, I
no
gotta put-
roads or
no, no, no,
anything,
I
but
gotta
you've
put my
done the
different hat
basics
on.
to clear, put in the ponds.
There's been some development done, yes.
Yeah. Okay,
I
thank
look,
you.
I look at it as a cost, but
Yeah, okay.
anyway.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Hayes. Okay, Mr. Hunter?
Okay. This is new information. We were not aware that the property could not be developed. That was never brought up or given to us. So this is definitely new to me. I've been out to the site a couple of weeks ago. There is some infrastructure in there. The roads are in there, the paving, the curbing. Some pipes are up, but there are weeds growing up, so I can attest to the fact that it is not under construction. Basically, you know, this is the Ridge. The Ridge is a development. It's a multi-use development that includes, on the plans, now if they've changed, we don't know, but this was just from a website, motel, a grocery store with some retail, a convenience store, fast food, and then on the adjoining parcels, you're going to have high-density townhomes and apartments. So it's a major development in Union County, and that's how we have treated it, and that's what our approach was. We took sales that were, let me see, let me get you to the page here.
29?
Actually, let's look at page 28 before we get to the sales, and that's I kind of put an outline. That was the City of Monroe had this plan, and like I say, it may have been revised since, but that was the best information we had when we were trying to determine the value of this property. So if you look at it, and this parcel is kind of cuts through some of the way the development is set up, so it does include a few apartments as well, from what I could planimeter out. Some apartments, townhomes, grocery with a retail, motel, convenience store, and fast food, which is another parcel. We're going to be looking at 3 parcels here that make up the entire Ridge development. So what I found is on page 29, found other mixed-use sales. We have one up at Sun Valley Marketplace. It was 62 acres and sold for $364,000 an acre. We are 26.834 acres, and we are appraised at $393,000 for less than half of what the Sun Valley Marketplace land went for. And we understand that this area is not Sun Valley. It's not going to command the same type of numbers. So therefore, that's when you look at, would be the reasoning that you would see much larger size go for similar dollar per acre. We're also looking at some of the smaller sites right across the street from us. QT bought 3 acres for $586,726 an acre, which would, smaller acreage would be higher. We use it just to demonstrate that this area does have value. We also looked at the Elevate Apartments. They are a similar setting. They're at the bypass on Rocky River. That went for $302,000 an acre for 19 acres, and we're at $393. And that was just apartments. It didn't have the same, didn't command the same mixed-use type of nature as what our subject is. And we found some apartment sales, mini warehouse, apartments, just anything that was commercial that we could find that was somewhat a similar size, because, like I say, these larger mixed-use developments, do command a premium because of the potential that they offer for a diverse type of income stream. So that's pretty much what we have. And like I say, the DOT requirements, unaware of until this very moment. So we don't have we have not considered that.
Okay. Let's see if we have questions from the board. Mr. Smith?
Assuming the DOT issues are correct, how could that affect this property, or should we even consider waiting until that is figured out, what's really there, then y'all talk about it and come back to us as a possibility?
Well, that would not be something I could probably answer here. I would probably have to sit down with it and confer with management to see how we would approach that.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
That's not atypical for these types of developments at all. For there to be extenuating circumstances and them have to work through them, that's very typical for a mixed use in a property of this nature.
I was going to kind of piggyback on what Mr. Smith had, and I was going to drill down a little deeper. I mean, I see it as a normal delay.
Correct. That's how we would see it as well. It's
Unless-
a normal delay in a project of this nature, this size.
Yeah, unless there's
complexity.
maybe something significant that he
If-
could provide to the county.
If this was significant and it was, we had these plans adopted, we bought it under these pretenses that this is what we could do, and now they're saying we can't do it, but that's not what he's saying. He's not saying we can't do it. He's saying we're working with them to resolve this, and it hasn't happened yet.
Right.
And there is a plan to move forward.
Right. Understood. Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Hold on just a minute. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Mr. Benson? I got going too fast there. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was my question that I wrote down. How is there such a gap between these assessments of what the county has and what the petitioner has? And I mean, just doing the math, $7,749,200. That's worlds apart. That's not even in the same stratosphere. How do we reconcile that?
Yeah, I think what they're looking at is that you're losing ability to develop. So they're saying that it doesn't have the same potential because it can't, at the moment, they can't develop it. So their standpoint and approach is that if you can't develop it, it would not be worth as much as if it could be developed.
Now, taking that, right, taking what you just said, how does the county look at that? Is that something that you just say, well, that's your perspective, but we yet have to assess at what we know it to be, or the future know it to be?
Yeah, I mean, the sales that we used were undeveloped at the time they sold. They weren't, they have the ability to be developed. Sun Valley Marketplace, they're just now, even though they purchased it years ago, they're just now getting to breaking ground on that. So timeframe wise, like Brad said, sometimes it does take several years for it to transpire, to actually come to life. So we just don't, I don't really have a basis to reduce it based on that currently.
Yeah, because I live out there, so I saw it go from trees to what it is now. And of course, he may not be able to confirm or deny, but that was the scuttlebutt, in the world, and a lot of folks was excited about that. And then it just stopped. So now I know why. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
I got my perspective,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. O'Keefe?
Along the same line, I'm still working on this gap.
Sorry about that, Joe.
Okay.
2.8 to 10.5. I'm looking at the property, page 27, property sheet, and it's going from, if I'm reading this right,
I think we need to clarify, though, that's probably not the prior value. That's not the 1,121 value, is it? The 2.8 million even? That's the taxpayer's opinion of value. I know sometimes.
The
that's-
taxpayer's opinion, yes, is 2.8 million.
Right,
We had it on at 2.6 million based on an appeal in
Okay.
'21. And
So
it was not, it was just an old house there and some trees, and terrain needed grading and everything else, and it wasn't actually, there was no plan. There was no recorded plan for the property. It was just raw
land, okay.
And it's changed, that area has changed a lot since then too, so we've, just like everything in the county, it's gone up substantially. And this is one of the, what you're seeing is these areas are some of the final frontiers of development, like Rocky River. We've seen how they've come in right on these corners here at the expressway, and they're developing now. So it's changing the nature of that area has evolved. All of these arterial roads just like this.
and these.
I remember this now. Was this the property that Mr. Packer was involved with?
I believe it.
It
I
was.
remember- Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yep.
okay. Billy Packer.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember that now, and I remember it being just land only with the house,
That's right.
kind of knowing maybe what may be happening there, but nothing was formalized. Sorry, I got out of order there a little bit, but any additional questions for the county?
Yes, just so I understand, so this sort of increase that I'm seeing on the tax sheet doesn't surprise you, that this is what you just, without me asking, you're saying this kind of increase does not surprise you, and it is relatively.
It does not, no.
Equally happening in that whole area, this is just
Like I
popping.
say, yeah,
Got
because of the changes now. Before it was just some woods and a field or two, and
that's what
now
it
it's,
does.
now it's, everything has evolved. We're in a whole different world now from 2021.
It doesn't surprise you. Got it, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Good. Mr. Hayes, any final comments as it relates to this property?
Yes, sir. I would just like to clarify, we had plans and we weren't actually told, hang on, now you can't. We were told we could, then we're told we couldn't. So that is kind of an outlier. We didn't just go building it because we wanted to. We built it with direction, and then that direction was rescinded. So I think that's kind of important to note. And just to be fair, there is a big gap, and part of that's probably our fault. We should have went up a little more than 2.8 likely. But we thought the 10.5 was just so out of the stratosphere of what we currently had. I thought we'd get like phone calls and we'd talk about it on the back end, but for whatever reason that didn't happen. Like when I did my personal house,
Right,
I'd made an appeal, somebody called me, we talked about it, and I didn't have to come up here.
right.
So I thought, let's just talk about it, but here we are. So,
Okay, understood, and thanks for the clarification
Yeah,
there.
I don't
Okay.
want
Okay,
to completely throw it under the bus.
and you probably don't, I think you're gonna be here for a while, so
Yeah.
you can probably just stand there, and Madam Clerk,
The next hearing is hearing 10, parcel 09213008A, 601 Bypass Land LLC.
There's really nothing
Guess he needs to locate it for us, so sorry about that.
Yeah, this is it's an out parcel from the site that we just saw.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, I mean, just this was 4 acres we bought just to complete the site back in whenever, 2016, 17, 18, somewhere in that range. Ultimately, it'd just be part of all the same parcel.
So this will be combined with the existing,
Ultimately.
yeah, just to square it up. You bought it to square up the property,
Yes, sir.
basically?
Yes, sir,
Okay.
and kind of, ultimately, the line's going to get redrawn somewhere over here to take the apartments out of it, out of the commercial node.
Okay.
I don't know what, I think I had, which one's this one? Is this 178,000 and y'all had 730,000, something like that?
Yeah, now what I'm looking at here has got taxpayers' opinion of value, 200,000, so I'm,
Yeah, it was just on the same premise. I looked at all of these and as just one appeal. I thought we'd talk about it all as one item on offline.
yeah, and we're gonna have to address them
Certainly.
individually as we go.
Yeah.
So, Mr. O'Keefe, any questions for Mr. Hayes?
No questions, thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Benchen?
No, because he's already indicated that they're gonna merge that into their other piece,
Right.
correct?
Yes, sir. I mean, ultimately, yeah, or the purchaser will.
Okay.
No question.
Mr. Smith?
No question.
What did you pay for this property?
I don't recall for that. I mean, I can, if that's important, I can find it.
Yeah,
Obviously, when we paid less than what the tax value is.
yeah, we'll have some records on that, I think.
Yeah.
Do you remember about what year it was? I mean,
We bought this 4 or 5 acres afterwards, but it was before we cleared the site. I think the site was cleared in 2022-ish.
yeah, so it'd been 21?
21-ish.
Okay. And I won't hold you to that, just approximately.
It was a little after the other parcels were
Okay,
purchased.
okay. With that, we'll
Certainly.
hear from the county.
All right, this is 1.49 acres. This is an out parcel from the ridge. It's a fast food site. It would command a lower premium of fast food sites because of the location of it. It's on Ridge Road. It's not directly on 601. Let's see. I think it's our last page of the report. It has the sales. Yeah, page 28. Fast food sites, we're at 489,900 an acre. Most of your fast food sites are going to be, up to 800,000. Like I say, we got QT land that sold across the road. It's on 601, 586,000 an acre for 3 acres. We're 489 for 1.5. Don't quite have the same exposure, so there's the difference there. We took other out parcels, one up on Chestnut. It sold for almost 670,000 an acre. We're at 489. Chick-fil-A on Highway 74, fast food site, 2.73 acres, 842,000 an acre. We're at 489. Difference in location. Slim Chickens, they sold up in Sun Valley, far superior area, but far superior dollar per acre, 826,000 an acre. We're at 489. We took a mini warehouse. It's on Indian Trail Fairview Road. It's just on that road. It's not on 74. 2.39 acres, 565,000 an acre. Like I say, we're at the lower end of any type of fast food site that we would appraise in the county, and I feel like that, we're well positioned for equity on this one.
Okay, questions for the County, Mr. Benson,
No, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. O'Keefe,
No, thank you.
Mr. Smith.
Being this is so hard to read, is it designated on here as a fast food site in the approval plan?
It was on our in the last packet, I think you may see it.
I just can't see that small. I
Yeah,
hate to be that
I
way.
apologize. If you blow that up, that would be a fast food site. There's a.
That's how it's been approved, basically, in the
Yeah,
plans.
that's what I'm seeing here. It's a outline of the footprint of the building. It says drive-through, I think, on it. So that's how we approached it. As a convenient, a fast food site, but it could very well be a convenience store or any other out parcel use that would be typical.
And I guess my other question is, if they combined it with the whole parcel, would that change its value?
Yes, it would.
It would decrease it.
The dollar per acre, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's where I was going to. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hayes, any final comments as it relates to this parcel?
Not really. I guess I'll spare the details. But I guess if we're going to look at it as a single parcel, right now it's got about 300,000 tons of dirt piled up 50 foot high, so it would be useless for anybody.
Right. Now, did you kind of understand, kind of to Mr. Smith's point, maybe exploring the possibility of combining it? I mean, I'm not sure what that would do to it, but you may want to explore that.
Certainly. I mean, I think we have in our master plan that it's engineered in the layout does show a fast food, but like he said, that's not conditional. We don't have to do that.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
But I guess.
Understood.
The point is, if it's combined as the overall parcel, that individual parcel value may go down to be comparable. to-
Oh, 100%.
So it may behoove you to look at doing that.
Agree. We thought we'd be, somebody else would own it by
Farther along
now.
and not have to worry about it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All righty. Thank you. Y'all want to hear one more before we take a recess? Have you, everybody good?
Up to you, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman.
Okay. Everybody's good. We'll keep moving
We
on
can
then.
Get that last piece of this development in, then we can move on to something.
Okay.
The next hearing is hearing 11, parcel 09213-008K, The Ridge Investors LLC.
All right, this is just the multifamily apartment portion of the Ridge development. It's on Ridge Road.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's just part of there's infrastructure there, there's some roads there, there's curb and gutter there. We just can't close any lots. There probably should be some bump or increase from our perspective, but it's one of those, we don't think it should be near what the county has it as currently, or as of 1/1/25. Until we get the go-ahead and get the plan stamped again, we're kind of just stuck in dead in the water.
Those gray areas there, what is that? Is that, Pads?
That was stone base before we put asphalt down.
okay,
So this is kind of where some apartments are gonna go.
right,
So all that's currently asphalt, similar to this, asphalt.
Okay.
That's, the road comes in, there's a little roundabout.
right.
A road/parking, and that nature.
Okay.
So again, it's just one of those, I thought we'd have a conversation offline to kind of come to an agreement, and here we are.
Right. Questions for Mr. Hayes, Mr. Smith?
When did y'all get the stop order, basically, on this?
It was late last fall.
So it was prior to 1/1?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That was my question.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
You've mentioned several times now, Mr. Hayes, about you were hoping to have conversations offline.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think that didn't occur?
I may have very well missed a phone call or an email. Outside of that, I'm not certain. it happened with me on my personal residence, so that's kind of why I thought it may happen on these also. I didn't have any reason to believe otherwise.
And if you did have those conversations, where do you think they would have ended?
I could very well be right here, or, or I think, you know, it was just one of those, we were so far apart, I felt it was unfair to our other shareholders and our company to just throw a number back at them to then start negotiating, frankly.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hayes. I know you've been working today.
Hey, I'm not here to do anything but tell the truth.
Yeah. Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hayes. We'll hear from the county now on this one.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
would just like a little bit of clarity. I know Mr. Hayes said when his rebuttal, saying that, in fact, they can't continue on with the project that was approved. But his previous statement is it was only 60 days, and I would just like some clarity in which parcel did that affect, the residential or the commercial side?
So it's ultimately or immediately affecting the residential side, but indirectly it affects the commercial because the commercial growth that the folks we've talked to, they're not interested in moving forward until the residential structures are moving up and building.
Understood.
Is that
But just for clarity, though,
These are parcel by parcel, I get it.
right, but for clarity, it is, from what I understand, they're working with whatever entity to resolve this, from what I
The
understand.
DOT, I take it to be.
Yeah, we're 1,000% trying to get the
Yeah, I
conditions
take it
met
to be a
move forward.
delay, not a stoppage. Yeah,
Right.
right. I take it to be a delay, a significant delay.
Yeah, I mean, it's both.
Yeah.
We're ultimately trying to get it unstopped.
Right, right. Okay. But
Sure.
it's a delay.
Yeah, without a doubt, it
Yeah,
is
Okay,
a delay.
okay. Okay, Mr. Hunter?
All right. It's 11.05 acres, got on as an apartment site. We're 270,000 an acre on this property. If you look on page 27, that kind of outlines where the apartments would go. Like I said, that's subject to change, but that's what we have from the city. So the appellant could speak to that, but that's kind of the outline. Looks like about 8 apartment buildings can go on this property, or it's planned. If you go to the final page, 28, it outlines where we are, 270,000 acre. We also used the Sun Valley Marketplace just because there's not a whole lot of larger acre properties. We found some larger and smaller and tried to mix it all up and try to come up with a good value. We did find 4 apartment sales that are being developed or going to be developed with apartments. Elevate, Elon, which I think is now Elwood, Arca, and there was one it was under contract 24. It's closed now, but it closed in 25, so we're not even, but that, at the time, that was in play, and as of 1/1/25, it closed 1/25, but it was under contract. It had been listed. And so all of these indicate where we're at based on the differences in locations. If you look at where they are and what they are, we feel like the 270,000 acre is more than fair for apartment site. Any questions?
Okay. Questions for Mr. Hunter, Mr. O'Keefe?
No, no questions, thanks.
Yeah. Mr. Benson?
No, Mr. Chairman, we're good.
Okay. Mr. Smith?
I am fine.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hunter.
Thank you.
Mr. Hayes, any final comments as it relates to this property? Okay, thank you. Madam Clerk?
The next hearing is hearing 12, parcel 09-216082, 2517 SS LLC.
Is that in the next book?
Yep, that's book 2.
Yeah.
We're moving Hubble.
All right, this is some vacant land on Secret Shortcut, and it's north of the intersection of Highway 74. It's on the western side.
Gotta slide that over.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you good.
Okay, wait a minute, I wasn't, I was kind of in my notebook here, so where are we again?
Behind Lowe's and kind of Food Lion and
Oh,
all that
okay.
stuff.
Okay,
So this would be Lowe's and that's Walmart. Food Lion, that's Secret Shortcut.
right, there we go.
Okay.
So, this is one, obviously, a few years ago would have been a great residential community development, but with City of Monroe's current stranglehold on development, it seems like it's not happening anytime soon for us. That's kind of the big picture there. We don't it's not zoned, it's not approved for any kind of development. It is just land. There are some utility conflicts. I don't think there is sewer access for whatever reason. I don't have the why, but I know there's, for a fact, we don't have any zoning approvals or any, engineered plans, and we look at it at this perspective as almost impossible to get approved, so we don't think it's 1,000% fair in the environment we're in to look at it as, status quo.
Yeah, so I mean, it's land you're holding, you just no plans to develop it yet.
Yes, sir, there's
Okay.
just there's an old house on it that somebody lives in.
Okay. Questions for Mr. Hayes? Mr. O'Keefe?
No, I want to listen to the county's comps.
Yeah, Mr. Benson?
No, sir.
Mr.
Thank you,
Smith?
Mr. Chairman.
Now, let's hear from the county, see what they have to say. I understand the situation.
All right. One thing I did want to talk about very quickly before we get into this, as far as the contact with the appellant, initial appeal is submitted, and we send back our response, and then they have the ability to, appeal to the board. In neither of these instances did we receive any type of information at all. So when we don't get any information as to why you want a value, because 99% of the time somebody's got, it's a good explanation or comps or something, some extenuating circumstance, we will respond to that. But we put as much effort into, our response back as to what was given in, so we just don't have time to make a phone call to everyone because of the complexity of commercial properties, and we had so many this year. So we, it's not, if we were in a non-reval year, we may have had a phone call, but just because of time constraints and limited resources and manpower, we do not contact generally if there's no information given. If there's some information given, there might be some type of negotiation back and forth. So that's why we didn't have a conversation up until this point.
Yeah, and then I imagine, at some point, somebody notifies him that he's to be here today.
Right. They get a letter,
Right,
hearing notice.
right, that they're scheduled to be here. Okay.
All right, so, like I said, it's on the west side of Secret Shortcut. It's North Highway 74. It is Zone CD, conditional district, which is the best of both worlds. It can be commercial or it can be residential. So it has a lot of potential. What we did was we tried to pull, it's difficult to find, CD it's by the City of Monroe. There are some properties, but very few have sold, but we have gone in and tried to find sales that have similar characteristics and similar potential, and that's what we did. And let me get you to our sales. Page 27. found 6 sales that were either vacant, townhomes, or they remain vacant, and based on the dollar per acre and the size and the locations of these properties, we felt like 80,000, we're 15.63 acres, we're 80,639 an acre. Felt like that was right in line with what we're seeing with what has sold, given this property's potential. Any questions?
Okay. Let's see, Mr. Hunter, Mr. O'Keefe.
I'm just going through the comps.
Okay. I can come back to you if you want me to. Mr. Benson?
Not at this particular moment, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Smith?
Assume this property has full utilities available to it,
Yes.
and it is zoned now CD. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hunter, he was speaking a little bit to the stranglehold of the city of Monroe. I mean, I'm not familiar with that. I mean, there's not a moratorium or anything.
No,
Yeah.
none that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not in this area.
Right. I didn't think so. So, Mr. O'Keefe, I said I'd come back to you. Any,
No, just, the map of the comps is a little, but that's understood. I can see where we're getting them. I don't see anything unusual here.
okay.
One quick question. You don't see any impairment on this property for streams or anything? I don't see any from what you said. Just want to make
The
sure.
appellant might could speak to that, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't
Don't
have
see
any
right-of-ways
reason
or any
to.
other
No.
issues. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hayes, any final comments?
No, I don't, there shouldn't be any streams or easements or impairments of that nature. And yes, the city doesn't have a moratorium, but I think if you went back through the council meetings, they've turned down substantially more developments than they've approved in the past 12 months. I mean, you might could count on definitely 2 hands how many have been approved. So I
Yeah.
think that's kind of, it does have good zoning, but a zoning only goes so far. You got to actually get through planning board and, your development approvals. So
Yeah.
that's where we are.
And this might be putting the cart before the horse on y'all's end. Is your purpose or intent residential or commercial? I mean,
There's no true intent. It seems, I feel like we would definitely not get approved for any commercial there.
right,
Just because, across the street, those are larger lots. Beside it, it's some bigger lots with homes on them.
Right.
It really wouldn't be conducive to the environment to do commercial, but that's conjecture at that
Yeah.
point, probably.
understood. I tend to agree.
Certainly.
Okay,
So.
thank you.
Oh, I did want to mention one thing. I didn't. On the comps, I'd just be curious. I feel like a lot of folks this day and age, they're selling property contingent upon the zoning and approvals. So I think that might be just a hair of an outlier, and you have no way to tell that, I know. But a lot of folks, they're going to sell their property, but it's contingent upon approval. So when that's sold and that dollar per acre, they've already got all their go-aheads essentially. So I think that's just a little bit of a
Right,
consideration.
okay.
The next hearing is hearing 13, parcel 09301-033, Roland Drive Investments, LLC.
Mr. Hunter, you're a busy man today, ain't you?
I was thinking the same thing,
Earning
Mr.
my
Chairman.
pay. All right, this property fronts on Nelda Drive, and it is right beside the shops at Nottingham, and it also joins the Hampton Inn, and this is Highway 74 right here, and the new Chick-fil-A. You access off Nelda, and you can also access off this road as well.
Okay,
Wow.
got you.
Is it? Okay. It doesn't show the stream.
Let's see.
Oh, there we go. So this is just one, we've had it kind of on the market. There's not a for sale sign just listed every day, but our partners are in the real estate industry with this one, and they haven't been able to sell it since the last time we were here. The common feedback is, obviously, that stream kind of inhibits anything from, what's that, is this Roland here? This street, so, I mean, no one's putting anything here, obviously. It's ultimately just not been a marketable piece for us, even, with the Chick-fil-A coming in. People access that roadway more, but that's about it. It's been on the market. We haven't been able to sell it in 4, 5, 6 years. We just don't think the property value is continuing to go up because we couldn't sell it at the old prices.
Right.
This one's kind of bare bones for us. We feel like it's probably more of a, something good for the shops at Nottingham. They should probably just buy it. It'd be more valuable then, but we've had zero success in marketability as is, and it's kind of hard to keep getting the value to go up and up and up and not able to sell it.
Questions for Mr. Hayes, Mr. Smith?
What do you have it, or what are you asking for it?
What somebody want to offer for it?
Well, I mean, it has to have a price.
I mean,
Y'all have to say, we would like to get X for it.
I don't know what Krista's got it is marketing to people for. I'm not on that side of the table, but she's out there, got it listed every day.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Benchin?
No questions, Mr. Chairman, at this time.
Mr. O'Keefe?
It's a question for the county regarding the stream.
Okay. We'll hear from the county now. Thank you, Mr. Hayes.
All right, just to clarify, that's Roland there, and this is Nelda. So it fronts on Nelda and Roland, and you access it, you can access, there's a paved road that runs through here.
To get into the shopping center area. Okay. Yep.
If you look at page 26, that's, you're looking at the corner where you come in and make the turn at the shops of Nottingham, where the subject is on the left-hand side. Then that shows, kind of gives you a little relation of where it is in regards to Chick-fil-A. And then the following page is a wide angle of that access road that I was talking about that comes in. And that road splits this property. And then if you look on page 31, there's a topo map with a stream on it that shows what we have. And what we did was we tried to give them a reduction for the stream. And so we have reduced it, this property, 18.47%. It was $774,900. But because of the stream, we've cut it back to $631,800. And that brings us to $96,310 an acre for 6.56 acres. It is zoned general business, and we tried to find some other sales in the area. Not when you're developed up like Monroe is, you're not going to have that many sales that you can compare it to. But we felt like with the comparison, we're on the low end of anything. I threw in the Chick-fil-A just to demonstrate that if you're just a few hundred feet up here on 74, you're at $800,000 an acre, and we're back to $96,300 just because you don't have the same exposure and marketability. So, any questions on this?
Yeah. Evidently, there's not any flood on it. You would show us
No,
that.
there's no flood. It has a stream that runs through it. It does have a little slope that's right there at the stream, but I don't see as being undevelopable because of it. We gave
I was fixing to say, I
gave
mean,
a discount because it would cost more to develop it if you had to
City of
scrape
Mon-
it and get it level.
Yeah. Yeah. City of Monroe allowed them to put that asphalt parking lot right up against that stream.
Yeah.
It's, questions for the county, Mr. Smith?
I don't have one.
Yeah. Mr. Benson?
Nor I at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. O'Keefe?
Nope, question
Okay.
about the stream was answered. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hayes, any additional comments as it relates to this property? No, sir. Okay. Madam Clerk?
The next hearing is hearing 14, parcel 09342114, KLJ Properties LLC.
All right, this is an industrial piece of land that's fronts on Rocky River Road. This is the railroad track and Old Charlotte Highway up here.
What's that beside Mr. Hunter? I mean, so that's coming south, that would be on your right, correct?
Yes.
Is that
Here's
what
the,
used to be
here's the-
Omnova or
the
something?
airport's over
That's
here.
the airport.
And that's ATI is right here, so it joins the ATI property.
Okay. What's,
This used to be
That's what
Omnova,
I
and
thought,
they've
yeah.
sold, and I can't remember the,
right, that's what yeah, I'm with you now.
So, I mean, I think this one's pretty clear. It's tough, it's a commercial piece that would, you know, if you're going to develop this one, it's going to be on a commercial aspect, whether it's a office building or potentially 2 or 3. There's just a very large expense to developing this. Even kind of especially getting to be able to utilize this back here, you can do it, it's just going to cost. And that's straight away a lot of folks. We've even looked into utilizing it ourselves, but just the cost to you know, the infrastructure to move material around to get access hasn't, that ROI doesn't just scream do it.
Have you noticed the current value on this
No.
one? Okay. Because it's been reduced from $1 million to 11, I'm on the right one here, yeah, to 909,800.
Okay, I mean, I think that's still a hair north of where we want to be,
Right.
but I mean,
Just wanted to make sure
Yes,
you
sir.
were aware to start with. Questions for Mr. Hayes? Mr. O'Keefe?
None, thanks.
Okay, Mr. Benson?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Smith?
How would, given, if I see, I'm not sure if I'm looking at floodplain or just a creek here. I don't,
both, I mean, it's both.
both.
You could,
How would you properly access this in a reasonable manner from the road?
You could work something out right in here. I mean, we can get an easement and kind of, we can mitigate that and work out there. That's probably the best access.
Yeah.
You could also come here, but it kind of pigeonholes you to
To the lower, yeah.
crossing a stream is costs more typically, but it takes some work.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
To pick up on where Mr. Smith was, to access that back.
You'd have
Very
to
difficult.
build you a pretty large stream crossing.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yes, the county does recognize that there are some limitations to this property, and we've made some adjustments to it. If you turn to page 28 in your packet, it's going to kind of give you a better idea of what we have. So we're 22.56 acres with 14.22 of it that's not in the flood zone. So that means 63% of this property is usable. And it would take some, you know, some type of effort or some type of build-up to to get out of a flood zone to access the property, and we recognize that. That's why we gave it a almost 25% reduction from what the value was. I also found some sales, and there's a topo map on 29 as well. Also found some sales, and just so happened to find a sale right across the street of a property that is afflicted similarly, not identically, but if I can get this to, and it's also on page 31 of your packet. Might be a better, if we're waiting on this to happen, to look at is subjects on the left-hand side on page 31. Subjects on the left-hand side, that's not even identifying right. Subjects, let's look on the packet, page 31. Subjects on the left, the sale is on the right. In 2022, this long, narrow piece of land has quite a bit of flood zone on it. It sold for $36,000 an acre. We're appraised at $40,000 an acre for what we have. So I felt like that, and that was back in 22. So we've had appreciation since then. So I felt like that property is pretty limited on where you could put buildings on that as well. So I felt like that was a really good comp. And we had a couple other sales, just two other sales that we could find because of the nature of the property that were either a narrow site or the sale number 3, it had 61% usable. We're 63%. It sold for $64,000 an acre. We're at $40,000. So we just didn't see a reason to make any more adjustment than what we did at 25% off for the entire tract, which included the flood zones and areas that are afflicted. So we felt like that was a fair amount. Any questions?
Okay. Questions for Mr. Hunter, Mr. Finchon,
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Smith?
I'll go back to the one I had before, given the limitations of the flood zone. Any shape consideration given, especially to the rear parcel, that's going to be very difficult or expensive to access, probably 4 or 5 acres.
I'll look and see. Well, we've given on two parts of we've given 8.34 acres, 65% off, and we've given 10.536 acres, 60% off. So we feel like that was made, that would include any kind of shape or flood, because flood's 45%. So if you
Right.
you tack on another 20 to 25%, and that's how, one of the reasons that we had a reduction. I gave more than what we would typically do.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hayes, any final comments as it relates to this property? Okay. Madam Clerk?
The next hearing is hearing 15, parcel D8312001E, Tournament Drive Investors LLC.
And this is going to be spread out over 3 parcels, so we're going to try to talk about them as one. Does everybody know where Emerald Lake Golf Course is?
Yep. Up off Lawyers Road, correct?
That's
Yep.
correct. Hopefully it'll pull up here in a second.
Somebody might be putting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think these people in half the county.
These are-
So, like he mentioned, this is, I think, we have 3 of these. We have it broken out into 3 parcels. But big picture, Emerald Lakes, it's an operating entity. If you're in the golf business, it doesn't make a ton of money, if you make money. It's just one of those, we couldn't sell that thing as is for that by any means. One big thing, and like you said, he has no way to know this. Our greens are 30 to 35 years old, something like that. A typical USGA green gets replaced and rebuilt every 15 to 18 years. Ours are at 30-ish. We're spending money, left and right trying to prevent doing that because our course, unlike a lot of golf courses, in the South Charlotte, West Union County, even Eagle Chase has members. We don't have members. We're a strictly pay-for-play entity. So whatever we get in the door, that's what we make. But we still have the same cost. We don't get an annual membership due, an assessment, anything like that. And kind of how I looked at this one was from, Joe, I did read the note you had where we had the cost per hole or value per hole. And I just, everybody knows Rolling Hills is one of the nicest courses. It's definitely the nicest in Union County, no disrespect to anybody else, even myself. Maybe in Charlotte, but for us to be even close to valued at the same dollar per hole as Rolling Hills, I work really hard out there, but I don't think I should take that kind of credit.
Right. Okay.
We're just not worth that much. And, it's a business that we don't pay the owners distributions. It's cash flow neutral. It's just kind of, it's almost something good for the community because we're not getting anything out of it. Obviously, there's nothing there can be developed. So it's just it's a good green space for the community. That's kind of how we look at it. There's, as a comparison, I look at us to a Charlotte National or something like that. Obviously, we're right beside Old Sycamore, but Old Sycamore's got members. Old Sycamore has done major upgrades. So I don't see that as a fair comp. Yeah, that's just the big picture. We just from an income perspective, it kind of makes us look at property taxes is by and large our largest expense every year, single expense, and it's just that's something we have to hold close.
Okay. Questions for Mr. Hayes? Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm going to hear from the county. Hopefully I can ask some more later. Because
Okay.
are we talking about a whole golf course here for?
Yes, sir. I mean, maybe not this specific. Is this the one you have?
Well, I think on this, we're kind of, even though we kind of like to look at them individually, I think on this one, we'll probably reference the parcel numbers as we go, but I think we're looking at it as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, we have,
Yeah.
there's a few acres that are maintenance shop and building, but by and large, it's mostly the golf course.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
Mr. Hayes, you were speaking of this course almost as if, from my perspective, almost like you're paying to keep it running.
That's how it feels.
So,
Why are we doing that?
yeah,
Or
that's just,
if we put cows on it and fences, all the homeowners should probably come egg my house every day.
Yeah.
okay. So it's one of those things that are there and you kind of can't change how it is right now.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, just from a historical perspective, I think 30 years ago, the Boggs family may have developed all the homes too. And I'm sure golf course property sold better than just regular homes. So a long time ago, it was probably really good. And at this point, we kind of have what we have.
10-4. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Smith?
You mentioned, and it looks like the top property up there, is
I
that
don't think this-
vacant? What is that?
This isn't ours.
Oh, it shows, looks
Yeah, I
like
think
it
the joiner, something's not doing quite right for him. But no, like, these. we
That's
don't-
all houses that have
Yeah.
been developed. Okay,
not
that's outside of this.
Yes, sir. We don't own any,
Right.
the only bare property we own would be this here, and that's just our maintenance facility, and we store
Right.
some sand and brush and stuff.
And I guess if the golf course went dark, the homeowners would be in,
They'd be, technically, I mean, so we're not part of the HOA by any means.
no, I know
We-
you're not.
We can
And-
do whatever we
and
want.
they would be negatively affected of
Oh,
home
1,000%.
value-wise significantly.
I would assume so. I'm not
'Cause
the
I
pro
know in
there,
the
but I
past we
think
had to
so.
deal with this where one went brown, and
Yeah.
it was a disaster. So, thank you.
Yes, sir.
The improvements on there, I mean, I know we got the golf course. What about the venue, the new
So-
venue construction there?
I think that was 2016, if I
Yeah,
recall.
is that on this property?
Yes, sir. I don't know
And-
if it's on this parcel, but I know it's on the
It's
property.
on part of
Yes,
one
sir.
of these three.
Yes, sir.
So that's on there. In the pro shop, I'm trying to remember, it's separate.
It's separate. It's small. It was built at the same time
Okay.
as the event center. So the pro shop and all that burned.
Yeah.
The event center and a new pro shop was built. Pro shop, it's 1,000 square foot at best. Nothing fancy there. The event center's pretty nice.
But it's, you know, I want the members of the board to understand, I mean, it's more than just the golf course.
Cer-
There's
certainly.
some- and we can probably have the county show us pictures of that as well.
And I mean, and just to be, we've repaved the parking lot. We did, we upgraded our driving range a little bit, but those were ones that, well, when you're in the paving business, sometimes you can pave your parking lot a little cheaper.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, we've done what we could to try and keep, we want it to be a huge for-profit business. We're not Longview, we're not Rolling Hills, and we don't have members, so that just puts us in a tough spot sometimes.
Kind of getting back to another question too, I mean, your opinion of value on the significant piece, which would, I mean, you're around 3.8, 3.9.
Yeah, 4 million roughly, I
I
think,
mean,
yeah.
did you furnish financial statements or anything to the
No,
county?
sir.
I mean, to kind of help justify the value? I mean, you were talking
I
about.
have not currently, I'd be more than happy to.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions from, okay.
Might be for the county.
Okay. Let us hear from the county, and then I'll come back to you, Mr. Hayes.
Let me see if I can get you a little bit better.
Thank you.
There's not nothing to identify right. Let me see if, well, I'll tell you what, let's, we're on hearing 15. Let's look at page 8. Page 8 is the major part of the golf course. But I'll go ahead and describe it. And if you look on page, I believe it's 11, that's a picture of the clubhouse. They rent it out for events and weddings and so forth.
I'm not showing under tab 15.
11?
Yeah.
11's a shed.
Oh, I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say that's some kind of clubhouse.
Yeah.
That's a fancy clubhouse.
I bet it's gonna be on, under 16.
Yep, 16 something
Can we
else.
get this one identified here for the county golf course?
Yeah. Page 11, under tab 16. is the clubhouse, or the event center, the venue,
Under 16,
yeah, under tab 16.
Okay, so that's on 16.
Oh. And 11 on 16, Mr. Chairman?
Well, there's not a number on it. You go to 15 and just,
Really tiny.
go to 15 or 16?
no, and you go to page 11, under tab 16.
Right.
Go to the photo.
Okay, that look like a clubhouse.
Yeah.
A little better than the pole barn.
All right, so on these three properties, you're gonna have the clubhouse and then have a little pro shop. Like I said, it's not a very large one. You're gonna have a, kind of like a little warehouse where they keep their tractors and equipment. And of course, you have the holes themselves. And the way we value a golf course is this is residential land. It's not commercial land, it's residential. So we take residential land values and rates and we apply them to the acreage that we have here. And then we look as the holes are a site improvement. So they're a line item in our reports. And each hole is valued by Marshall and Swift based on what grade the hole is and how old the hole is. So when it was, if it's, whatever year constructed, there's depreciation that's applied to it. And so based on our schedule of values, we have the holes that are valued on top of what the value of the land is, and that's how we came up with a total of all three parcels at $7,342,600. Now, when we talk about golf courses, we talk about dollar per hole. And the dollar per hole, and what they were looking at earlier is compared to this or that, but the dollar per hole includes everything on that property. So if you've got more acreage on one site than you got on the other, it's going to affect your dollar per hole. It's not necessarily pricing different, it's just that one may have 100 acres, another golf course may have 70 acres. It's also the location of the golf course. So that is a little bit misleading to go dollar per hole on the overall, the whole shebang. But as far as what we have them valued at, I have an equity sheet here that, all right, so we're on, I guess we're gonna have to work off of 16 because that's where the bulk of all my information, because the other two, I didn't really put anything in because it was just a lot more paper, a lot more copies, and a lot for everybody else, and it applies to all of these. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but on hearing 16, page 26, are you looking at a map of the comparables?
Yep.
Okay. So what we did was, since we didn't have any income information, we relied on sales. And so we have CoStar that we use. It's nationwide, and I tried to pull golf course sales that have occurred in the southeast. And the sales are on the pages following, 27 through 29. And you're going to find a wide range of sales, but the way it comes out on page 30, we have analytics, and they run on $1 per square foot, which we don't, it's just difficult to do that because the clubhouses are all different sizes, even more variance than what acreage is. But the average sale price that they had on CoStar from the sales I pulled was $7.6 million. We're at 7.3. Average dollar per hole, 421,000. We're at 407. So we felt like, based on that, on those sales that we had, that we were pretty much in line with it based on the sales. Page 32 is equity aspect. We have everything from Longview and Firethorn down to Eagle Chase, Charlotte National. It kind of shows how much we got per hole. And that would also, like I say, include the land value. So it's a little bit misleading, as far as the dollar per hole that we put on it from a cost approach it's going to be about middle of the road. As far as, it's not going to be as low as Charlotte National, but it's not going to be anywhere near what we have on Longview. I would, and speaking of Firethorn that I saw here, let's turn back. Firethorn was actually a sale. Let's turn back to page 28, if you would.
This ain't Firethorn.
That Firethorn, it sold for $17,409,726. It's two properties, part in South Carolina, part in North Carolina. The two sales are highlighted on page 28. And at the bottom, I wrote a little note, sale of both properties, 17.4. That's a total of $967,000 a whole. And so we know that, this property is certainly no Firethorn. But if you deduct down for the differences, we're at 407 a whole. This sold for 967,000. So without any other information that was provided by the appellant and based on the best that we could find, did not feel like we had a basis for any type of reduction. Any questions?
Yeah, because when you get there, I mean, Old Sycamore, Emerald Lake, and the Divide, they're all kind of pretty close, in the same part of the county. Anyway,
Right.
Yeah. Okay, questions for the county, Mr. O'Keefe?
No, I appreciate it, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
Now, he ran it down?
Okay. Mr. Smith?
You got the numbers off all these properties, but the quality, there is significant difference between Firethorn, Longview, even Rolling Hills, and Emerald Lake. Emerald Lake's more like, I hate to say it, Stonebridge or Monroe Country Club, if you get down to it. It is a, I don't want to say second tier, damn near third tier property. It is nowhere near the same quality.
Right.
It's just not.
Right.
I
And
mean,
like I said-
reputation-wise or anything else,
Yeah.
it is the, let's say, common man's golf course.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can go play anytime.
Okay, maybe the equity thing is throwing everybody off.
Well,
Some of it's
and-
based
and I
on,
look at the equity
Right.
thing as something that makes sense in
Yes.
this case.
all right, let me explain. Okay, so like I said, if you have acreage differences, that's going to change dollar per hole. We're rated at a good rating. You have average, which would be, say, like Charlotte National. That rating that we use for, like, say, the cost approach, it's on average. We're on good. Firethorn and Longview is going to be excellent. So we are not quite halfway up the ladder. Is
So
it-
you would call Emerald good, not average.
I would not call it average, no. Average would be Charlotte National.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, it kind of gets back, the base primary piece of this is the land value. I mean, it's not,
The land is a big driver.
the land's a big driver on it.
is.
I
Yeah.
mean, and that's
Yeah.
some pricey
That is,
land in that area of the county. I mean,
Right.
for lack of a better term, I mean, you're up there at 485 and
yeah.
in the northern part of Union County, I mean, it's,
It's not as pricey as some of the other ones.
no, it's not as
I
pricey as
guarantee you
Longview and Firethorn,
No.
but I mean, it's in a very developed part of the county,
Yeah.
you know.
And if
Long-
you took those golf courses, the course away and developed it into residential, you would have a serious impact
Yeah.
on the existing
Yeah,
residential.
but I think when you look at, I don't really have a problem with where those numbers are at the moment, providing I don't have any additional evidence, from the taxpayer.
Yeah.
And,
I think it would have behooved the taxpayer to show operating financial statements on this property. Would have made a tremendous difference on this.
Yeah.
If it's really not making any money, that would have had some assistance, I believe.
Do the majority of these provide financial statements? Well, they're not going to provide them in case they appeal.
They have,
Yeah.
they have. We've
Yeah.
had some
Okay.
that would do that.
Okay. Okay. Did I get everybody here on questions for the county? Anybody have any additional questions for the county? Okay.
You
Good.
probably caused me to have some more questions in my head, but,
Yeah, okay.
go ahead, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. With that, thank you, Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hayes, any final comments as it relates to these three tabs? Because we're basically dealing with 15, 16, 17 here together.
I mean, I think the easiest for all of, obviously, we're 1,000% not Firethorn. I mean, I think it costs 45 or 50 grand to join Firethorn now. It costs $0 to show up at Emerald Lakes parking lot. And just on the dollars per hole having to do with acres and facilities and stuff, I mean, from a acres perspective, I think we have 150-ish, 160 acres. I think Rolling Hills has 150 acres plus or minus. Their maintenance shed's probably a little bigger than ours. And I only say that I doggone play at Rolling Hills a ton, so I feel like I can speak to what they have.
Yeah.
Their event center is way older, but it's a little different than what we have. We've got a large gathering space, a small kitchen, and that's kind of what we have. Obviously, Rolling Hills has some dining and rooms and all that. But from an apples to apples, we have roughly the same stuff. We're not even close to the same quality. Just, we're not. And it's hard to, you can't determine a golf course is, I mean, frankly, it's based on the greens. And you can have a good superintendent and have great greens and over a period of time, or you can have a bad one, and in a very short period of time, that depreciation ain't gonna do a dang thing about it. You can run your course into the ground. So I think that you have to take a lot of consideration on the value or the condition of the course. That's just frankly what it is. And I don't remember who bought Firethorn. I don't know if it was Club Corp or one of those folks. I don't think it's not an equity club anymore. So you gotta, I mean, those guys are buying up properties just to flip it to private equity on EBITDA multiples. So I don't know if that's really fair.
Okay.
So, anywho, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Everybody still good? We got just one or two more here, and then we'll take a 5-minute recess. Good? Everybody good? Yep. Go.
Since y'all covered all those together, I'm going to move to hearing 18. Parcel 060248082. Lori Bailey, and the taxpayer requested her evidence be reviewed in her absence.
Okay. Is that something we can just do in deliberations and then move on to 19? Okay,
I think that would depend on if you have questions for the county.
Yeah.
true.
We got to hear from
True.
the county.
Good point, thank you. Let's take a look at it. Well, I tell you what,
You just want to hear from the county?
let's, if we've got somebody here on 19, I don't want to have the people, we got people here. Let's deal with the people here, and then we'll go back.
Okay, that brings us to hearing 19, parcel 090722122, Alexandria Cascante.
And the board remind me, I've got something that the taxpayer has furnished. I think I have the only copy, so I've glanced at it. If y'all want to take a look at it as we,
This is for 19?
this is for 19.
Pretty fat package. Oh, they have a pool.
Okay, if you'll turn to page 9 in the packet. We are in the Oaks at Camden, which is near the intersection if you're coming north on 200 and turn right on New Salem Road. It sits on the corner of New Salem and Old Camden Road. This is in the Piedmont School District.
Familiar with the location. Everybody good? Mr. O'Keefe, feel like you got a question there?
And I don't quite know where we are.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the expressway down at the bottom.
Yeah,
Got it.
probably the
Okay.
easiest way if you're going out Olive Branch Road, you know,
I got it now.
and follow it that way. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Marshall. Okay. Miss Casante,
It's Adriana Cascante.
Casante, so I was pretty close on the last
You're
one.
close.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Adriana
Morning.
Cascante, and my husband and I both live at 1030 Piney Drive. We've been there about 5 years. So I just want to start with, I appreciate you taking the time to hear my appeal today. I'm here because I believe the current appraised amount is a little bit high, and I would respectfully request that it be adjusted somewhere around 680 or 690. When I first received my 2025 appraisal, it was appraised at 803,800, which is a 63% increase from the previous year. I filed an appeal, and that was lowered to 767,800, which I appreciate. But that comes to like a 0.04% drop, and I'm requesting really a 0.18% drop. So with that reduction, obviously I'm here, so I still feel that it's still a little bit higher than similar homes in my neighborhood. So first, what that piece of paper that he's passing around is in addition to the documents that I submitted. It's basically showing that the square footage listed in the county's record is incorrect. So the county record has, I think, 3,123. It actually comes out to 3,009, and it's my understanding when the county,
Speak to that again, the difference in the two.
it's a difference of about 150 square feet. And it's my understanding when the county does the square footage, you go into the home while it's being built and it hasn't been completed yet. So with the completion, the appraisal is showing after completion for the home loan that I received. So with that, that's an impact on the overall value. Additionally, in that document, you'll see that it's listed as a 1.5 story. It is not a true 2-story home, and the county has it listed as a 2-story home. Second, comparable homes nearby also tell a different story. The county used 2 homes within my neighborhood. The rest were about a mile and a mile and a half away. Several homes in my neighborhood with larger lots. They have, in some cases, more similar square footage and are appraised less than my home. And there are also homes that are larger and have more amenities that are also priced closely to my home. For example, there is a home within a few streets of mine. This is on the county's reappraisal, which is 1015 Duntov. They sit on 2 acres. I sit on 0.98, I believe 0.98, 0.94. They have 5 bedrooms and is a true 2-story home. And they're valued at $690K by the county. Another home about 4 miles away, and I understand the whole kind of arguments and conversations we had about the mileages. But either way, 4 miles away sits on 1.27 acres, close in square footage, has a pool, and is valued at $636K by the county. My neighbor, direct neighbor, is valued at $819K, which is really close to the original $803,000 by the county. But they have an accessory building, they have a pool, they have 549 square feet more, and they have 4 bathrooms and is a true 2-story home. So that's why I feel that my estimate of around 680, 690 is fair and consistent with the neighborhood. The third point I'd like to make is that the pool appears to be a little inflated in value. The pool that we currently have is a fiberglass. It's not the same as a gunite or a cement pool, custom-built concrete. And so fiberglass pools cost significantly less and don't generally add as much value to a property. And so currently, the county is giving me $58,000 for the pool. And I just think when you compare it to my other neighbors who have gunite and concrete pools, it is significantly less. Finally, I know that you can only look at the 2024 data, but I just want to point out that the recent market trend in the neighborhood with recent sales, homes that are close to mine are selling at $650 or less and have gone through 5 to 6 price changes just to get the house sold. So while I understand your decision is based on those 2024 values, I just want you to take into account where that market is trending. And I'm not here to avoid paying my fair share of taxes, because I know that's how we fund our communities and infrastructures and schools. I just want to make sure that the property is fairly valued.
Okay. Let me see if members of the board have any questions. Mr. O'Keefe?
This document here, I'm looking for a number.
There's not one. It's
Okay.
square footage.
Oh, it's just square footage, okay.
That's what I was looking for a while myself. I didn't see a
Thank you.
number on it.
Nothing right now, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
Yeah, Ms. Casanti? Mrs. Casanti, you indicated about the 2-story, 1-story. Can you talk about that? What were you saying about that?
So my home is a 1.5 story. It's not.
1.5 story.
Right, it's not, if you look at it from the outside, you could think that it goes all the way across, but there's a lot of empty space, partly because the lower level has like cathedral ceilings. So there's a lot of, my builder hated that because there's a lot of wasted space. So really, it's a bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and a bonus room. And then mostly the back of the house, if you look here, like from here to here, that's all wasted space. That's all just attic. Whereas this neighbor, this whole space is all used. That is a full 2-story house.
So your contention is you don't have a fully 2-story home, and so you're contesting the fact that the county is listing yours as a upper.
Correct. It should be 1.5, in which they have listed other homes as 1.5.
Okay, and how much do you think that has affected you, the half?
As far as price value?
Yeah.
I would say significantly. If you look at just the 2-story level from my house to the next door neighbor, you're talking 500-600 square feet. So if you want to do that in your square foot math of like 215 per square foot, that's quite a bit of money.
Okay.
$40,000 if
Thank
give or
you.
take.
Mr. Smith?
I'm waiting for the county on this one.
Ms. Casante, this document here, which is part of a residential appraisal, it looks like it was a refinance piece that drove it. And I was just curious what the date, when did you
It
have
was
this done?
March of 2020. It was when we closed on the house because it was a construction loan. So we're the original owners of the home.
Okay, so really the value here wouldn't be pertinent, because I was looking for the value as
There is
were
no
the.
value.
Yeah,
this
the
is just 'cause
value on
it's
it
just part
was,
of yeah.
it was $445.
445, but it's.
Square footage,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so.
And then if I'd like to add about the acreage.
You see where I
today.
was coming from, though? I
Yes.
kept thinking if it was 23 or 24, I would be more curious what the
Yes.
value would have been there.
Yes.
Okay.
I do want to add about the acreage, because I know we've had some conversations about that this morning as well. However, I will say that with the Oaks at Camden, a lot of the homes are built, they're owned individually, the lots are. You buy the lot from the builder and/or from an entity, and then you get a builder to build your home. So I think in this scenario, when I compare the 2-acre home that's in the same neighborhood, they're built by 2 different builders, and additionally, the lots are priced differently. So I think in this matter, acreage does matter.
Okay. Okay. If you don't mind, let us hear from the county, and then I'll give you a chance for a rebuttal, after we hear from the county. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, if you will turn to page 49,
Voila.
we have our comps. This community is a custom community. We've had quite a few appeals within it. We were able to use two comps. The first is actually on the same street, and then comp 4. The other comps, we had to go outside of the neighborhood. I feel like the gross adjustments, it lines up pretty well. As far as she mentioned the acreage size, we do, in this neighborhood, we price it home site plus acres, so we do add on depending on how large the lot is. And we have, on the subject, it's 0.94 acres. Each home site is given 104,600, and then for 0.94 acres, they get an additional 6,200 for lot size, which brings their land pricing at 110,800.
Okay. Good?
Yep.
Okay. Questions, Mr. Smith?
On comp 1, it is a almost 400 square foot bigger house, correct?
Yes.
Close to
Yes.
400.
Yep.
And if I do the math on what the discount is to bring it down, it's only $91 a foot,
Okay.
which seems to be way different than the full per square foot of this house.
You know, I don't know, Brad, could you weigh in on,
I know you get a
Adjustment.
little difference, but that's a big difference. I did the math, unless I'm wrong on my math, it was only $91 a square foot reduction for the difference.
Right. Those adjustments are set in our comparable sales analysis for different quality homes. And that's our standard adjustment for.
That's just a standard adjustment.
It is for
and
that.
not based on what the overall value of the house is per square foot.
That's right, on those comparables.
So the nicer the house, the more they get hurt, if you know what I'm saying. Is that the way I read it?
No, sir, that is the.
Or for this type of house,
Yes,
this size?
that's right. That's the standard adjustment that we have applied throughout the entire
Even though
process.
the price per square foot average is several $100,000.
Well, price per square foot wouldn't be several $100,000.
Yeah. So that's where I can see her point of the differential in size coming into play to some degree on this. So that's my question.
Okay, Mr. Benson?
What's your perspective on, you were talking about the half deal?
I don't believe that there's any value change in going from a 2-story to a 1.5-story. Just like with the county's perspective, number of bathrooms don't affect the value, whereas in, standard real estate, it does, but we don't incorporate into that our value system.
If I may, so 1.5 to 2-story is it's just a code we put on there when the
It's just
appraiser. It doesn't drive value, that particular code, when we specify whether it's 1.5 or 2, it's appraiser's judgment when he goes out to the property, what he wants to actually code it. Each home is measured uniquely when the appraiser goes out and gets inside the home and measure the second floor. So each floor is measured to what is on the property. So it doesn't impact value whether it says it's 1.5 or 2. It's just the appraiser makes that judgment call when he's out there, what he's going to code that home as 1.5 or 2. It doesn't impact value. It doesn't hit the tables for the pricing models. So what does impact value is the actual square footage. And we measure each floor to get the exact square footage.
I hear you,
Yes, sir.
and I grasp it,
Yes, sir.
but at the same time, it's two different codes, which would delineate two different things. So if it's not the same, again, I'm seeking knowledge here as well. If it's not the same, then why is it coded differently?
If it's not the same, why is
If
it?
it's not a full second floor, if you will.
Once a home, when you have a second floor on a home, normally if it's just a bonus room with maybe a bathroom, we'll call that 1.5. Just, if it's over a certain, when it gets multiple bedrooms, it's going to be marketed as a 2-story home. If you go to MLS, I'm sure it's going to be marketed as a 2-story home. At that point, the appraiser makes a judgment call to just code it as a 2-story home. It, again, does not affect value. If I change that code right now, has no impact on value. It's just a code on there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I'll point out, the upper in the subject property is a bonus room, 2 bedrooms, and a full bath is the upper floor,
A bonus room, 2 bedrooms,
and a full bath.
and a full bath?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like a second floor. Okay.
Mr. O'Keefe?
Going back to the land value, lot size, that's normally we handle that in a subdivision as a lot is a lot is a lot. This is different.
Correct.
I understand that it's different, but I'm trying to figure it out. One, some of these have 2.5 acres. This subject is about 1 acre. How is that being allowed for in this?
So in a, traditional development where you have very similar sized lots, the one that we looked at earlier, you can have, 0.29, you can have 0.4. We see those as the same. Now, this neighborhood, you do have, 2 acres, you've got less than 1 acre, so there is a component financially to the value. So at that point, we price it home site, and then we assign value based on how large the acre is,
Okay.
or the parcel is, sorry.
And the
Kind of like
homes-
residual land.
Yes.
Yeah, is the,
It's
you got a home
acre
site
plus
plus,
residual.
yeah.
Instead of it being 20 acres, it's 1 acre
Yeah.
residual land.
Correct. And I actually ran some numbers across the street.
I guess the other question is the pool. I should have asked about that, the quality of the pool.
Still can.
There we go. So this large parcel, 2126, we've got the home site component, 104,600, and then for size, that one's 2.3 acres, it's larger. We've assigned an additional 15,180. So that total land value of that parcel is 119,780. And each lot within the development would have the same math applied.
Mr. Smith, any,
Well, several questions. One, this appraisal document shows about 150 square foot less than the county shows. Have y'all reconciled that to what is correct?
We have not. I actually just got this document on Friday. We certainly can go back out and remeasure.
that would be my question. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't know if you could just use this, or do you would need to go back out and remeasure?
Yeah, we would want to go back out and
Because
remeasure.
I think that's one of her primary
Yeah.
issues through her appeal.
Sure.
Is a square footage difference.
And the other would be the quality of the pool being a fiberglass versus a real, I call it a real built-in pool.
Right.
Being a difference, because you have them all priced the same as a pool, pretty much. on this thing?
No, for the higher end pools, they are assessed more value
Well,
than,
these all look like they're pretty much the same price across, and they are different type of construction evidently.
so when we go out, when someone pulls a permit for a pool, we go out, and at that point, we visually inspect it, and we give it a quality grade. So typically, a concrete pool is going to receive a higher quality grade than a fiberglass pool.
Because these look like they're very similar numbers, and unless they're all fiberglass, they're,
You have to take in other factors as well. The size of the pool could play
Yeah.
a factor in the
it
price
just
as
seems they're
well,
so
not just
close
the
in
quality.
value
Yes, sir.
that it seems odd to me.
It could seem that way, but we'd have to do some investigating and see what size the pool is. They may have a smaller pool than she is, and the size of hers would raise
May
her
I
value.
make the suggestion when they go to measure, to go look at the pool and look at the quality of whatever at the same time?
Sure.
And that would solve that issue
Yeah. Yes, sir.
real readily for us.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mr. Benson.
So is this a table?
Well, that's what I was getting to. I mean, I was going to give Ms. Casante a chance for any rebuttal comments. Anybody have any additional questions for the county at this time? But I think what we're looking to do is to maybe to table it, get the home remeasured, and have the pool looked at. And then, yeah, correct?
Yeah, that would be a good pleasure, Mr. Chairman.
So, do we handle that in deliberations as far as table, or to go ahead and table it now? Yeah. We
Make a
probably-
motion where we table it until we assess the square footage in the pool, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? During discussion, Ms. Consante, you understand what we're doing? Okay. All those in favor?
All right.
Opposed, like sign? Okay. So motion's approved to table hearing 19, to have the square footage clarified, reconciled, and have the pool looked at. Ms. Casante, do you have any final comments you'd like to make at this time?
I just have a question,
Yeah.
so I can understand. Because when I look at the comps that were provided to me on my first appeal, when I look at the mapped area, and like I'm trying to make sense of all of the minuses and pluses that have been given, there is no indication that the mapped acreage is accounted for in this scenario, as he stated. So I just want to.
I think you're just seeing it in the difference in the values, but the underlying math isn't shown in the comp. I mean,
Gotcha.
but the math to get there is not shown, but it's under there, and that's what we were having him explain.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and I'm sure he'll be able to.
Right.
He'll be glad to clarify any additional questions you have as it relates to that piece.
Okay.
But they'll schedule that time with you to come out, and then it'll be brought back to the board for a final decision, okay?
Okay.
And thank you for remaining patient and being the last one on a long day. Somebody's got to be first and somebody's got to be last, so you drew the short straw today.
It's okay. It is what
Okay.
it is.
Thank you for being so patient.
I guess
Okay.
the question
Will,
is, they could
if you will,
reconcile.
get with her and schedule a time.
They could reconcile with the measurement and stuff with her, and just have a recommendation of agreement.
Yeah, and it could be brought to us that way, yeah. Okay. Either way, it's got to come back to us.
Yeah, it's got to come back to us. It's a matter of how much.
Madam Clerk, okay?
Okay, I'm going to go back to hearing 18, parcel 060240882, Lori Bailey. The taxpayer requested that the board review their appeal in their
Is
absence.
that in the other book?
No,
Should
this
be
ain't
in
book.
tab 2.
Just got to go back
We need to
One.
review the information
Two.
in 18.
One. 18.
Hold on. Get enough glasses on here to see what I'm doing. That's 20.
So there's no opinion of value from the taxpayer that I see. The notice value was $732. The current value is $804,800.
Oh, it went up. It went up. Ooh.
This is on Nicholas Drive here, excuse me, okay? Miss Beeman. First time I think we've had you, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, all right, sorry about that.
That's all right.
I got the book
The
upside down. No
homeowner
wonder
just,
I ain't
wasn't that she
finding
was filing
anything.
appeal. She said that her square footage was off on the house, and she provided us with an appraisal with the square footage on there, and we asked that we base it off of the appraisal. We went over the sketch that the appraiser had provided for us. We let her know that going up on the square footage would increase her value. She was okay with that. We notified her of the value, once we went through and completed her sketch. She was completely fine with that. She just wanted us to make sure that we had her information correct in the system.
So she was fine with the number going up?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions for the county here? Mr. Smith?
No.
Mr. Benson?
Fine with the number going up.
Mr. O'Keefe? Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
We're good. Thank you.
The next is hearing 20, parcel 09298079B46, Joan and James Harbin. The taxpayers requested that the board review their appeal in their absence.
It's kind of close.
You'll see the map on page 8. This is a condominium development that's off of Highway 74 and Fowler Seacrest. It is the village of Woodridge. And these parcels do not receive any value for land. It's just the, on the improvement only. And then page 23, you'll see sales. We've got 5 sales from within the community that have really low gross adjustments.
Great.
Sure do. So all 5 of these are within that complex?
Yes, they're all in that neighborhood.
Okay. Questions for Mr. Marshall of the county? Mr. O'Keefe?
No questions, thank you.
Mr. Benson?
According to the picture, where's the property?
I'm sorry, which,
This
Well-
is 20, right?
Yeah, it's one property because it's a condo.
Oh, it's a condo.
yeah.
So that
Oh,
whole-
So the
They don't
HOA
own the
owns the
property.
land
No,
and,
no.
I got you. Okay. They're condos in a sense.
right.
Yeah,
I heard condo.
okay.
So I was looking for, okay. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Smith?
I just have one question. You have comp 1 that's 248, that was a 23 sale. Then you have 2 sales in 24 that are, let's say, $20-odd thousand less and closer in line to with what the appellant has. Why were they not given more weight? Because I have 2 that come within, less than $4,000 than one that's $20 more thousand above. I get a skew, if you know what I'm saying, between the 2 newer ones and the older sale.
The comp number 1 is exact same age and closer in square footage.
That's the only thing I could figure. It was built the same
Yeah.
year.
I believe.
And the other one's a year apart. I mean,
Yeah.
it's virtually all built at the same
Yeah.
time, whether you did it at the beginning or the end.
Any,
It just seems to me that those, I can understand some adjustment,
yeah,
minor adjustment.
of course, they're kind of between the numbers there, so.
Yeah.
Any additional questions for the county?
No,
Okay.
it's
Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
not too far off.
So that completes the agenda.
That brings us to the settled staff recommendations.
So we'll catch those on the back end. And,
Would y'all like to?
yeah, take a 5-minute recess.
We have to.
Yeah. I was waiting for one of y'all to speak up if you needed it sooner,
We
so.
did 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm missing a meeting.
Yeah, okay. We'll take a 5-minute recess and then we'll convene back.
Ooh, 3 hours. Oh.
something to somebody for the golf tournament and a check or a sponsorship. And then go eat lunch.
Back on, okay.
Then
We're
go
back.
eat. We're back.
Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. And Madam Clerk,
Okay, the first hearing under deliberation today is hearing number 1, parcel 071500639, Stephen Sachs.
pleasure of the board here. I think we got, I think the county, to me, when I was listening to this, I thought the county comps were good.
Yeah, this is the one whose comps is kind of out of range.
We had a couple of these today, I mean, where they went,
Way
the
out.
taxpayer just kept going out and out and out. And
Yeah.
ended up with 25 comps, I think. And, I mean, I think, whether right or wrong, I mean, I think he thought the more data he could pull in, the better off.
Which, yeah,
I mean,
but it was getting,
too far out of his development or slash neighborhood. And,
which was, I'm trying to remember the name of the neighborhood.
Brookhaven.
Brookhaven, yeah, which is not a hard place to find a comp.
right. Yeah, we've heard a lot of appeals, I
The
think.
comps were good.
Yep.
Are we on the Brookhaven, we're on the last one here. Might be good, yeah, if we can kind of get the
To make sure we got
properties
our
up as we
lines
go,
right.
yeah.
Like we timed out.
I think you're right. Well, and I think while she's getting that up, there's probably a map in our book anyway.
This was the one in Brookhaven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 36, here we go. Any discussion here, or, it's the pleasure of the board here.
I recommend that we accept the county's valuation of $1,175,300.
I have a motion for Mr. O'Keefe,
Second.
second for Mr. Benson. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value of $1,175,300 to remain on hearing 1.
The next hearing is hearing number 2, parcel 060930020, Meredith and Dustin Vance. Let the record show they failed to appear.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman, we accept the county's current value of $747,500.
So I have a motion for Mr. Benson, second for Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value of $747,500 to remain on hearing 2.
The next is hearing number 3, parcel 060540620, Dana Rodriguez. Let the record show they failed to appear.
What's the pleasure of the board here?
Recommend that we accept the county's valuation of $463,600.
So I have a motion from Mr. O'Keefe. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Smith. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value of $463,600 to remain on hearing 3.
Next is hearing number 4, parcel 06192620, Henry Cantero.
This is the one that came with this late.
Yeah, I think everybody's got a copy of it now, the square footage. Piece, and I think kind of mirrors maybe back up to hearing 1,
Yeah.
where they're assembling a lot of data. But I mean, it's, trying to remember, this one is in what development here?
Was this the one in Anquin Forest?
I believe so.
That's correct.
Yeah. This one's in Anklin Forest, and the data they pulled is from Anklin Forest, but also Kensington, Quellan.
And
Yeah.
some neighboring ones as well.
Yeah. I don't know, except for, I had
There's something about this.
I had something about the comp 1 on the county side, but
I guess, but there was an average of $210 or something like that.
Where's the county stuff?
yeah, trying to get to the county comp. I think it's,
Or the summary?
yeah.
That's the appellant. Here's the county.
Was it 30-something page? 30, or 28, 29?
Yeah, this is the one I had the
What
problem.
page are the county comps on?
20.
I'm trying to, I don't see it on here. Bottom right. The little box here.
This is the one where you had the house next door sell for $744 in '24, and it's a few hundred square feet bigger. And then another one down the way that was a little bit bigger, that sold for $779. Then they're relying on one sale that he says was actually technically outside the neighborhood for 9/11 to bring the price up to $836.
I think the one for 9/11, all 3 of these comps are within shouting distance of the
Right,
second.
but evidently I wasn't clear that one was technically in the neighborhood or around the corner.
Which
I
one?
don't know.
I think
The
all 3,
9/11?
it says it's 654 feet.
Yeah.
I know it does,
Yeah.
but he said it wasn't in the neighborhood, and I'm not clear.
Can the county clarify that on comp 1? Is that,
I think all 3 of these was in the neighborhood.
I'm assuming all 3 of these are in Anklin Forest.
Yeah, all of the comps on our analysis are from Anklin Forest.
But Mr. Smith, I think I kind of had the same, I had one comment.
And I know this from my banking days. Before the Great Recession, one of the high-end builders was building in here, and it turned over afterwards. I'll just leave it at that. I won't name names. Because I had to deal with stuff out there.
Yeah.
And I just look at 2 of them, it's just a huge spread here.
But that was my comment. That was the statement I kind of had written on here, is the weight.
The weight on number 1 versus the number 2s.
I think 2 ought to be 1, 3 ought to be 2, and 1 ought to be 3.
Exactly, and I'm gonna do this, this is just straight off my cuff, looking at those values, and when they sold, that we just go to a straight value of $800,000.
Okay?
I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
So I have a motion from Mr. Smith to reduce the value on hearing 4 to $800,000, and a second
I'll
from
second
Mr.
that.
Benchin. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, so the motion's carried for the value on hearing 4 to be reduced from 842.6 to an even 800,000, plus or minus if the county needs to make a slight adjustment there with their programming, but, okay. Madam Clerk?
Hearing 5 and 6 will be included on Addendum A, which brings us to hearing 7, parcel 09143-007H, Morgan Mill Partners, LLC.
I think on this first one, the taxpayer wasn't aware that the current value had been reduced
had
to
been
$2,951,000.
Yeah.
I think their opinion of value was 2.7.
So,
That definitely moves it into the range.
so with that in mind, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we accept the county's current value of $2,951,400.
Okay, so I have a
Was
motion for
that the
Mr.
right number? Is that the
Yeah.
reduced number?
That's
Yeah.
the reduced number on the
That's the
agenda.
reduced number.
Yeah, 2,951. Yep, second.
So I have a motion for Mr. Benchin, a second from Mr. Smith. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, so the motion's carried for the current value of $2,951,400 to remain on hearing 7.
The next is hearing 8, parcel 09177-001, Construction Financial Services, LLC.
I'm having to kind of look at these
This
as we
is
go. I
the-
think. Yeah, this is the asphalt plant.
Asphalt plant. Oh,
Yeah, this is the NASCAR.
Yeah. Yeah, very unique property, but it sounds like all the,
Adjustments.
yeah, and influences have been
Were
applied
added.
to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what else the county can do. No additional documented evidence.
Yeah, just,
Just the one that the Union West seemed to be throwing everything out of kilter a little bit, pulling everything up. That was
Yeah, and that's why I kind of wanted to clarify how the median is calculated,
exactly,
you know,
and that answered that.
yeah,
if that one's thrown out, it's okay.
yeah, which
Well,
it's maybe not thrown out, but when that median,
Diminished.
it's diminished, yeah, that'd be a good
but
word.
it's not very many acres. I recommend we accept the county's valuation of $1,387,800.
And that's a reduced number, even though it's not where the
Right.
taxpayer was. I don't know that the taxpayer was aware that the value
Yeah.
had been reduced to $1,387,800, even though that's not where they wanted to be. So I have a motion from Mr. O'Keefe,
Second.
second from Mr. Smith. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, so the motion is carried for the current value of $1,387,800 to remain on hearing 8.
Next is hearing 9, parcel 09213-008, 601 Bypass Land, LLC.
Kind of make sure I'm looking at the right ones here.
It's the big parcel.
Yeah, this is the big parcel on 601.
Yeah.
And, it's just, to me, I know they've hit a lot of delays, but delays is what they
Delays
are.
are delays.
It's not
They're just gonna happen, eh?
Yeah.
It's not been stopped because of
Yeah.
rezoning pulled back or anything
Right.
like that. He's got some technical issues to work.
yeah. We
So
have,
it's been delayed but not stopped,
yeah,
if I'm understanding that.
and I understand his comment. about being able to market that property. They're not gonna be able to market that property till that residential piece gets off the ground. That's the part in the back that's been delayed, so,
And we're looking at current, right? Like current value, like
Yeah, but
where it is today.
well,
Or- I mean, not
January
current,
1.
like as of October, whatever this day is, but I'm saying at the evaluation point prior to, and none of the things was on there yet.
right.
Yeah.
I reckon the way I look at a project like this, I mean, that's just what you have to deal with. I mean, that's just a part
Part of the game,
that's part of that,
process.
yeah.
I,
I mean, it'd be
but
different if they
but
hit.
it is a process.
Yeah,
So in one sense, at this time and at that time and space that the evaluation occurred, where was the process? And at that time, there was no amenities on there.
Well,
projected.
that's not the question. It is projected what it's gonna be. And it's
Yeah, but there's
being
nothing-
valued as undeveloped land or partially developed land, because that's what the comps are. They're not built-out properties.
right. I mean, the county's kind of based it, they've got comparable sales here
To match what it's gonna be.
know what it is right
The
now.
potential, what it's
Yeah.
gonna be, but not
Yeah,
with the
but-
stuff on it.
Yeah,
Empty
Exactly.
land that is sold to put similar type stuff on.
See, that's just my contention.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
It is,
yeah,
still roughly
That's a
partially
lot,
developed land.
that's a lot of money for assessment.
Yeah, but they got the zoning.
Yep, there's nothing
They
there.
got the approval.
I'm with you, there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, and I still have to keep telling myself, I mean, just like we read in the initial comments in the meeting, you know, the onus is on the taxpayer to provide the documentation. I mean, the county's provided
Yeah.
sales data comps, and we have the information from the taxpayer, you know, about the delays. That's it, kind of.
And I'll say this, it seems hard to me that a not huge apartment complex next door drives the marketability of this property.
Yeah. With all the traffic going by.
With all the
so-
traffic and it's at the major intersection.
But I reckon they're looking at it as a whole when you drive up to it. I mean, I kind of get what the
It's a
taxpayer's
mess.
saying. I mean, they're gonna want to see that
No,
going up.
once this thing go, I mean, I travel this piece all the time.
Oh,
Once
I
that
do too.
thing go up, it's gonna be something,
Yeah,
It will be.
but that's just it,
yeah.
from my
Well, they got the
perspective.
approval to do it all. Now, the only problem is the adjacent property has some technical issues on access with DOT evidently, and that's the only thing that's affecting this, and it doesn't directly affect this property.
Kind of gets into like all the planning and how long it took with the
Yeah.
bypass.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know, I just,
And also, it's the same way that they would handle everything. I mean, it's
yeah.
all things being equal.
I'm gonna make a motion, we accept the county's valuation of 10,549,200.
Yeah. So I have a
I think
motion
that's
from
the
Mr.
number.
Smith,
Second.
second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign.
Aye.
Okay, so noted that Mr. Benson is not in favor, and then I vote aye, so that gives us, I don't know that we need mine, though, we got 2-1.
You got
so,
2 to 1.
Okay. So the motion's carried for the current value of $10,549,200 to remain on hearing 9.
The next will be hearing 10, parcel 09-213-008A, 601 Bypass Land LLC.
This is one that if they combined it with the other, the value would have probably just blended
Could.
into the other,
Yeah.
which they could easily do. But for this year, they're out of luck and they get to
Yeah.
be valued as what it could be used as and proposed to be used as. It's tough.
Yeah, they probably just don't want to combine it
Well, they may have slightly
No, I
different
think
parking.
he,
Yeah,
I think
yeah, I
he
mean-
indicated that they would combine it at some time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
I think
probably,
he indicated
They probably got
that.
an issue with different partners in the piece of property.
yeah. So what's the pleasure of the board here?
This is one I hate to, because you're valuing this little piece way more than the rest of it. And it's gonna get developed the same, but it is a separate parcel.
Yeah, separate parcel.
Yeah, it's, I don't feel good about it, but I don't see much way around it.
Yeah,
Well, could we simply make a?
well, we don't have, keeping in mind now, we don't have any evidence from the,
No,
No,
yeah,
I
we're
guess-
speculating.
yeah, I mean, and to me, we gotta
Deal with what we got.
deal with what's in front of you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I make a motion, we take the county's valuation of $730,100.
So I have a motion from Mr. Smith to accept the current value of $730,100. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. O'Keefe. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value of $730,100 to remain on hearing 10, which takes us,
That brings us to hearing 11, parcel 09213008K, The Ridge Investors LLC.
this is where the townhouses are going.
Yep,
It's, the apartments, right? That was
apartment,
the
townhouses, whatever they
Yeah.
are.
Apartments.
Multifamily.
Same deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah.
I just don't he never quite got an explanation of what the details with DOT were and how they could be remedied. And I'm sure it's something with the ingress, egress,
Well,
how they're
he
getting in and
mentioned
out.
something about a pond and,
What,
With the DOT, there's no pond on,
yeah. I don't know if it was stream, pond, or something on one of them, but,
well, it seems to me that all the access for DOT, unless it's by the bypass and there's a problem down there, but that's not in the right of way, I wouldn't think. The only pond you see is way on the bottom left. It's not even on this parcel.
we got both parties here. We can ask the question. Mr. Hayes? On, this property here, you alluded to, I think, what the delays were with the DOT.
The
What did it-
technical delays with the DOT are on Ridge Road. There's going to have to be a widening done before
Okay.
you can develop the whole community on
For a
Ridge
turn
Road.
lane and that kind of
Yeah.
thing? Okay. Was there something with a pond or any water issues, streams or anything
Well,
on?
part of the engineering delays were in the back. There were some wetlands that were encroached upon incorrectly.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Any comments from, yeah, I just wanted,
I guess the question is the widening something y'all gonna be responsible for as you develop this?
The developer is responsible for, yeah.
That's what I
And
figured.
that was what was approved.
Yeah.
Stamped and ready for construction essentially. Then when we had the wetlands redone with the Corps of Engineers, the time passed and we had to do it again.
Well, the TIA should just show clearly what you needed to do.
That's what we contend.
And now they're saying something, they want it
It's had to
different.
start from scratch again. There was a change in the engineers had to resubmit new documents just with whatever the Corps of Engineers directed them to do. That's not my forte, so I may be butchering the nomenclature. But essentially, when we went to start, you get what you do in this type of a project, you get to this point and you start parceling off the lots and you'll sell them to the home builder. And we couldn't parcel off and sell the lots because the DOT wouldn't stamp the plat for the recordings of the closings. And that's where we got into all these issues. So before the DOT is gonna stamps the plats or signs off on their piece, we're in this fiasco.
They were what?
That's why we're where we are. We're waiting on the DOT. We're basically at their demise for more information and
So
they're
you all
doing
have submitted
dropping.
it, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
But the TIA gave recommendations of what you needed to do.
Yeah, all that process went through, I agree, that's what tell the DOT that.
Yeah.
And the DOT had plans for the widening, and, I mean, just frankly, now that they want to add features to their already approved plans, and they're not signing off on the plat, so we can close lots.
That should be a relatively short-term problem, I believe.
Hope so, don't you?
Mr. Benton, you drive by it every day. He can attest that it's not
Been
been
going
very
on for a
short.
while.
DOT goes at their pace, I understand.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would say, though, without documentation, it's difficult to understand any
Yeah,
of this.
right.
So this is, at this point in time, none of us understand exactly what's going on.
That's kind of where I was on. a
No
lot of
documentation
this.
was provided to explain any
Yeah.
of this.
It's a-
I just kind of wanted to make sure we were all on the same page on what was causing the delay. Okay. So with that, what's the pleasure of the board? This is hearing 11.
Well, nobody else is going to say it. I'll say accept the Board of Equalization's review number of 2983500.
Yeah, that's the county number. So
County number, excuse me.
and accept the current value of the county of $2,983,500.
Second.
Second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value of $2,983,500 to remain. Yeah. Now we move to book 2.
The next is hearing 12, parcel 09-216-082-2517 SS LLC.
This is the one off Secret Shortcut, if I remember right. Can we get it up?
It's spinning.
Oh, is it?
We have some
Okay.
technical
I'm sorry, Jim.
Y'all we
difficulties.
may have to refer to your maps. Look on page 8.
8.
And, this one had the zoning for commercial or residential from my note.
Yeah.
I didn't have any other comments on it.
Oh, this is the one, from the petitioner's perspective, the city of Monroe has made it hard to develop.
Yeah. Well, and it's going to pretty much probably.
From their perspective, it's what he's.
Yeah. None of us know for sure, but I mean, I kind of lean towards what the taxpayer said. It's probably going to have to be residential. I mean,
Yep.
with the residential piece surrounding it, but that's not for us to say. But I tend to agree with his opinion. But I didn't have note of any documentation coming before us to support anything any different than what we've already got here.
And evidently, there's no, I guess, adjustments for anything because of size, shape, creek, floodplain, or anything. So, I
Yeah.
mean, there's no way to adjust on that.
No, I don't think we saw anything on that.
I didn't see anything.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just,
That looks like it.
that's it.
That's it right there.
I had to reset it, get it to think in a different direction, and then it came back to
You
this.
know,
So I had
when
to
you
take
pulled
it
up that
somewhere else.
Chick-fil-A, it's
Yeah, it
that
was
bad
just
sound
hung
from
up.
these folks here. At lunch.
I guess the only question is, I think the county's really looking at it as a commercial property, aren't they? Business or whatever.
It can be,
Comps are on 26.
comps on what, 26? I don't know, the comps look like land and/or townhome communities, so they're not.
Yeah. Townhomes, vacant, apartments, mixed use, whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing of,
No, single dwelling.
Yeah. What's the pleasure of the board here?
I recommend that we accept the county's valuation of $1,260,400.
I have a Motion from Mr. O'Keefe. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Mr. Smith. All those any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value of $1,260,400 to remain on hearing 12.
Next is hearing 13, parcel 09301033, Roland Drive Investments, LLC.
Now, this is the Chick-fil-A.
The one near the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
This
I
is the
say
one,
Chick-fil-A.
this is the one not on the highway and doesn't have great access.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, the county reduced it themselves.
Yeah, it's been, I have a note, it's approximately, 6.56 acres, and it's been reduced to 631,800. It's currently on the market, but we don't know what it's on the market for. Those are all the notes that I have here. I mean,
Yeah.
what's the pleasure of the board here? I don't-
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we accept the county's current value of $631,800.
So I have a motion from Mr. Benchin. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value of $631,800 to remain on hearing 13.
Next will be hearing 14, parcel 09342114, KLJ Properties, LLC.
Okay.
There's a good comp on page 31. This one did have the issues with the stream and,
Shape, slope,
yeah.
floodplain, everything.
But I think it sounded like a lot of the influences that had already been applied was the notes that I had from the
Yes.
county. I mean, all that had already been applied.
And the county did a reduction in that as well.
It's a
Yeah,
tough
and-
piece of property.
It is. I've also got 63% of the property is usable outside of flood.
Look at the,
Usable but not easy to access is the problem.
Look at page 31, though.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
It's choked off.
Yeah, well, that's a comparable sale that it's probably, from a shape standpoint,
Oh, it's a horrible shape,
Yeah.
but it had road access the whole way across.
yeah.
It didn't have any access issues, it has a shape issue.
Yeah.
And it's on the big highway,
Yeah,
which you could slice that into a lot of
I
little
don't know
places.
what road that's on.
With Rocky River.
Yeah, but the comp on page 31, that's not a road there, is it?
Was that the railroad? No.
It's the
That was
railroad.
across the street, right?
Yeah, that white line going north of the comp is the railroad.
That's the railroad.
Yeah, that's not a big road, yeah, that's the
No,
railroad.
that's a railroad.
Yeah.
I was thinking some other
Yeah,
road.
it looks like it.
It
Yeah.
does.
Well, because Old Charlotte Highway's the same color.
Yep.
So thanks for
That is,
clarifying that.
that is a good comp then. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a screwball piece.
Yeah, but that, and the county had reduced it to 909,800. That's not
Yeah.
according to what's on here, but that's still a ways off from the taxpayer's opinion of value, but, I don't know that we have anything else to base a decision on.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion, we accept the current value of $909,800.
Okay, so I have a motion from Mr. Benchin. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second from Mr. Smith. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion's carried for the current value of 909,800 to remain on hearing 14.
The next will be hearing 15, parcel D83120001E, Tournament Drive Investors, LLC.
We can probably talk about the three of these together, but we'll need to vote on them individually.
Right. This is the golf.
Yeah.
I honestly believe, to be fair to the taxpayer, they ought to submit their financial information and have the county review it and come back to us.
But we don't know if he'll do that, though. Yeah,
If they,
well,
he's here, he can tell us they will do it.
Yeah,
And if he won't,
yeah,
that makes the decision easy.
yeah, yes. Mr. Hayes? Yes, sir. As it relates to the 3 parcels for the Emerald Lake Golf Course, there's discussion here about possibly tabling this to give you a chance to submit the financial statements to the county, to have them review it. Do you want to do that, or us?
If that's an option, we'd be more than happy to.
Okay. So do you have, like, are they like audited or reviewed statements?
We don't do CPA reviewed statements, but I'd be happy to give our internals and our tax returns or anything else you may want.
Okay.
Tax returns, yeah,
Okay.
that.
I would say the internal statements and tax returns
Sure.
would be what would be needed. But, so with that, what's the pleasure of the board? Now, we'll need to do these individually.
I recommend that we table the discussion
Okay. To allow,
to allow them, the taxpayer, to establish the value based on the income statements or the books of the golf course.
okay. So I have a motion from Mr. O'Keefe to table hearing 15 to allow the appellant to submit financial statements and tax returns to the county to review.
I'll second that.
And Mr. Benson, have a second from him. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion's carried for hearing 15 to be
15.
tabled.
I'll make the same for hearing 16 for the appellant to provide the financial statements, tax return, and internal statements to review for the county to help determine value of the property.
Okay. So I have a motion from Mr. Smith for hearing 16 to be tabled for the same reason, for the review of the financial statements / tax returns. Second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So motion's carried.
And I'll take,
for,
You gonna do the last
I'll
one?
do the last one.
so the motion's carried for hearing 16 to be tabled.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we table hearing 17 so that the petitioner can provide financial statements.
Okay. So I have a motion from Mr. Benson for this to be tabled for the county to review tax returns and financial statements of the appellant. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Smith. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion's carried for hearing 17 for it to be tabled. And we probably need to put a timetable on this.
Provide within 30 days.
Probably needs to be quicker than that, because I'd
Could we get a
say
recommendation
we
from the
need
county?
that within a week, wouldn't we?
2 weeks, 1 week?
The appeal in the PTC is not in play because you're not making a decision.
Right.
But I would say no more than 2 weeks.
Okay, so,
2 weeks.
yeah, no more than 2 weeks. Okay. Mr. Hayes, have you got that? Okay. That should be plenty of time, I would think. So if that could be so noted in the minutes. And then, Madam Clerk, back to you.
That brings us to hearing 18, parcel 06-024-082, Lori Bailey.
I think you had a question. Well, no,
Is this the one
I
they
think-
ask us to look at the stuff?
I
Yes.
think the way I understood this one, upon the review, it resulted in a higher value. the taxpayer was good with a higher number,
Good with the higher number.
correct?
Correct.
So the taxpayer's good with the 804,800.
Their house is worth more.
So I make
Ms.
a-
Beeman, that's unique, your first one, and they agreed to a higher number. Right, okay. All right,
So I make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we accept, for hearing 18, the current value of $804,800.
so we have a motion from Mr. Benson, second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, so the motion is carried for the current value of 804,800 to be placed on hearing 18. And
That brings us to hearing 20, parcel 09-298-079B46, James and Joan Harvin.
what about
19 we table, Mr. Chairman.
19 we did
Yep,
table?
because they got to get
That's
the,
right, that's right.
the-
Sorry, I didn't have that note made. I had the square footage.
yeah, they have to figure out the square footage and the pool.
Okay, so now we're, hearing 20. This is on the condo. I think you had a question on this one.
Chairman, I recommend that we
Well-
accept.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, he's looking at something here.
I think I had a note here. Gotcha. I'm going to make a recommendation, a motion, that we
You want
adopt.
to maybe just discuss it
Let's,
first? Yeah,
I look at these three items. The older sale was given number one. The two newer sales of 221 and 225 were pushed out, and they're all virtually the same. And it seems to me that a fair compromise between these three would be $230,000. If you averaged them together directly with no weighting, it would be $232,000. It'd be a reduction of $7,400. So I'll make a motion to do that,
So I have a motion
$230,000.
from Mr. Smith to reduce the current value from 237,300 to 230. Do I have a second?
Moving it to from 237.
7 to 230,
Yeah.
more in line with comp 2 and 3 above them, and they were the newer sales.
That's kind of what he's,
That was my thinking.
Okay,
what we can do is second it and get it back into a discussion phase.
I'll second it for discussion.
Yeah, so I have a second for Mr. Benson, so discussion, any discussion?
I'm trying to find the cost.
23.
Page 23.
23.
23.
I just know from people I've talked to, townhouse sales have been on the slide for the last year or so, and taking a 23 sale of the 24s kind of
Yeah, I'm kind of,
hurts me.
I don't have any problem with it. I don't have any problem.
It'll probably still be too high.
Yeah, yeah. You see what he's talking about, Bob? when-
Yeah.
Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of,
the two newer sales are in the 220s,
Yeah.
and giving weight to the other one that was a year before, and the two,
When you got 4 and 5 behind it,
and they come in that, you mix
They're
them
right in-
together,
they're
you
right-
you end up in the same place.
they're gonna,
And they're gonna average probably about that, 230.
okay, that's,
okay.
I'm cool with that.
So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, so the motion is carried to reduce the current value of hearing 20 from 237,300 to 230,008.
Do we have any addendums to do?
We got
Yep.
the staff recs.
This brings us to hearing 21, hearings 5 and number 6. They're all included on Addendum A as settled staff recommendations.
Mr. Chairman,
Very minor movement in all these, I think.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion, we accept the hearing 21 staff recommendations
Okay, so
for
I have a
addendum A.
I have a motion from Mr. Benson,
Second.
a second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, so the motion is carried for the staff recommendations under tab 21, identified as addendum A, be approved as presented.
What's next?
And what is next?
She's gonna mention her next meetings?
That concludes today's agenda. We have a meeting on Thursday at 4:30.
Okay. Heavy, light? Don't know?
Right now, there are 18 hearings and then staff recommendations.
Okay, picking up a little bit, okay,
We'll be here till 9 o'clock.
yeah. So with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion,
So moved.
second, all those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Okay.
Call, text somebody, and see if I can bring something to them. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think